Bobcats win at the buzzer.
Badstock gets it back. Diving shot, he scores! With 5 seconds to go. Brittany Lyons scores from the slot, and it's 2-1 Bobcats.
But she drills a pitch to left field. Sirks going back to back. Home runs for the Bobcats as Alfieri turns on an inside fastball. It's 5-0 Quinnipiac.
Tries to get it into the 18. Bobcats not able to control it. Now surprised with the shot off the post, and it's in! Brilliant job by Philip Surprise, his first goal of the season, and the Bobcats have jumped out to a 1-0 lead.
We now take you live to Neil Rabin and Nick Qbsn in the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's broadcast. We are live at the High Point Solutions Arena at the TD Bank Sports Center. Quinnipiac University men's ice hockey action brought to you by the Quinnipiac Bobcats Sports Network, known here as the Qbsn. Bobcats taking on American International College, an Election Day special. The Yellow Jackets coming in to Hamden, Connecticut to take on the 3-2-1 Bobcats. AIC 2-4-1 on the year, 0-2-1 in Atlantic hockey action. I'll bring in my color man tonight, Neil Rabin. Neil, should be a good one tonight. Bobcats looking to get back on track.
Yeah, definitely. This is the 40th matchup between the two teams. Quinnipiac holds the all-time record in the series, 26-11-2. Last time they faced AIC was right in this building back in 2009. My freshman year, I was here for the game, actually, a 5-2 win for Quinnipiac. So they've also won 11 straight against AIC, so this is definitely a good opportunity for the Bobcats to get back on track tonight.
And AIC's last couple games, last weekend in the Atlantic Hockey Conference, came out against RIT with a loss and a tie. So this is an AIC team that has struggled so far this year. They did pick up 2 non-conference wins. One of those big wins for them was a spoiler kind of victory at Penn State in the first ever Penn State hockey game, and they get an overtime win there. And what is AIC, coming in? The matchup you talked about, obviously, against Quinnipiac, but just as far as how the year's gone tonight, what do you expect from the matchup between the two teams?
Well, first with AIC, first want to talk about this past weekend against RIT. RIT actually is a very good program they got there. 2 years ago, they actually did make the Final Four, the Frozen Four. So they unfortunately couldn't come away with a victory in that weekend, but a tie against them, you can't really complain about that. And then, like you said, opening night against Penn State. That was Penn State's first ever college hockey game. 3-2 victory in overtime. And a big highlight of that night was their goaltender, Meisner, made 61 saves in that game, which set the Atlantic hockey record, which is pretty impressive for the start of the season.
And back to the Quinnipiac side now. We'll run through the line chart with you. We'll do starting lineups in just a few minutes, but the line chart for the Bobcats, Travis St. Dennis, Matthew Pecker, Kellen Jones on the first line, Clay Harvey, Jeremy Langlos, Jordan Samuels-Thomas, Bryce Van Brabant, Ben Arndt, and Soren Janssen, and then Reese Rollheiser, Corey Hibbler, and Zach Luchik. That's rounding out the forwards. On defense, Davies and Tolkinen, Curry and Dalhusen, Barron, the brothers on the defensive pair once again. And the starting goaltender tonight for the Bobcats will be the freshman Michael Gartig out of British Columbia. So we've seen some action from him this year, but tonight he's going to get the start at home against AIC. And what do you expect to see from Gartig?
I expect to see a good performance from him tonight. He got some action in the second Robert Morris game after they pulled Hartzell from that game, and he looked pretty solid in that one. And we talked before the game, you and I, Nick. We're not really surprised by this. Quinnipiac's got 2 big games this weekend against Colgate and Cornell. Hartzell had a tough night last weekend against Colgate, so you really don't want to play with his confidence in a non-conference matchup tonight. So it's good to give Gartig a chance in net, give Hartzell a quick rest tonight. So I'm looking to see a good performance from him. It's also his first ever start in college, so looking to see how he adjusts to the college game.
So Gartig in, the freshman getting the start tonight. And the other starters, as we just got the starting lineup from the sports information folks over in the booth next to us. Travis St. Dennis, Pekka, and Kellen Jones at forward for the Bobcats. Curry and Dal Hughes on D. And then for AIC, John Puskar, Blake Peak, Adam Pleskach. On defense, Stephen Hoshaw and Jake Williams. And in goal is Ben Meisner. We're going to take a very quick commercial break and come right back with the national anthem and a couple keys to the game from Neil. And then we'll get the opening puck drop between the election day special between the Bobcats and the Yellow Jackets.
Campus magazine just for Quinnipiac ladies? It is here. Her Campus is an online women's publication with over 100 university branches. Keep up with the latest news, campus celebrities, and helpful blogs just for you at www.hercampus.com/Quinnipiac. Again, it is www.hercampus.com/Quinnipiac.
Qbsn, the flagship station for Bobcats soccer. Tune in live throughout the season as the Bobcats push for the Northeast Conference title.
From the outside, the TD Bank Sports Center screams excitement. Inside, it's even louder. It's another season of hard-hitting Quinnipiac ice hockey and red-hot basketball, side by side in one of college sports' most amazing venues for fans. Check the schedule and get your tickets at QuinnipiacBobcats.com. The Bobcats are making some noise this year. Are you? Yeah! Game on!
Hey Bobcat fans, follow us on Twitter and Facebook for daily updates, reminders, and more from the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network, the online home for your favorite Quinnipiac sports.
Ray and Mike's Deli, the deli destination for Quinnipiac athletics. Come and try the new Quickwich named for Hamden's own Jonathan Quick. Also the fan favorites, the irresistible Mac Daddy and Steak and Cheese. Come in before or after the game. Located at 3030 Whitney Ave. Q cards are accepted. You're listening to the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network. Check us out at theqbsn.com for game recaps, previews, feature articles, and so much more. Your internet home for all things Quinnipiac athletics, theqbsn.com.
I'm Matthias Gauss, and you're listening to the Quinnipiac Bobcats Sports Network, the exclusive home of Quinnipiac athletics. Make sure you stop by at our website at theqbsn.com.
Hello, all you Bobcat fans. This is John Alba of the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network, telling you to check out sportsfullcircle.com. Are you a fan of professional sports and collegiate sports alike? Then SFC is the place for you to check out daily editorials, columns, and breaking news about all of the sports world. Do you have interest?
And we're back here live at the High Point Solutions Arena at the TD Bank Sports Center. Nick Strabinsky, Neil Rabin along with you tonight. The Election Day special, the Election Night special. Quick programming note, as the polls begin to close, we will have random Rabin rapid-fire political updates. Neil will be giving you the poll updates. We'll have the national poll with the presidential race, Barack Obama, Mitt Romney, and we'll give you a couple of the big Connecticut polls. Chris Murphy, Linda McMahon being notably one of them. So we'll give you a couple big polls, and we will go now to Neil talking a little bit about special teams, and that will be a big factor tonight for both sides, but more specifically for Quinnipiac.
Yeah, this year we've talked a lot about the interesting special teams that Quinnipiac has had so far this year. First off, when they're down a man on the penalty kill, they have 100% percentage right now, 26 for 26, which leads the nation. In comparison with that, Their power play is 0 for 25. They still have yet to score a power play goal, and they also have 4 shorthanded goals against. It's been a weird year for the Quinnipiac so far on the man advantage, but I'm curious to see how they fare tonight against a team that takes a lot of penalties. This past weekend against RIT in the second game, AIC went to the box 7 times. So if Quinnipiac gets that number of chances on the power play tonight, I'm looking to see them put together some plays, get that passing going, maybe find the back of the net to break that streak.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why, you have to think it's one of the reasons why the power play has been so rough for the Bobcats this year is, their lines have not been steady since the beginning of the year. You usually have both of the Jones with Pekka. Connor Jones has been out now, I think, 4 games with an injury, a lower body injury of some sort. So he's been out. You've had Goodman out for the 2 of the last 3 games. So between having Lucic in the lineup, Janssen in the lineup, Samuels, Thomas, and Langlow still trying to get accustomed to each other, you can see a little bit of magic there, but it's a matter of can they get it to work on the power play with the man advantage. They haven't so far.
And, yeah, I think it's a matter of they're just trying to be too fancy in the power play. And one key that I'd like to see actually happen is you put Samuels Thomas in front of the net. He's a big body. He can get some screens there. He's trying too hard right now to make that one extra pass, that one extra D to get that open shot, where if he was to just get in front and get a tip on, he could find the net back in the net just as easily. So curious to see how that goes tonight. And on the other side of the ice, the special teams for AIC, they're having a pretty good year themselves from the power play. Right now at 18.2%, and on the penalty kill, they're at 79.3%. And as I learned growing up in hockey, you always want the 2 numbers to add up right around 100% for the season. They're right there, so pretty good year for them so far on the special teams.
So Bobcats looking to get their first power play goal, keep the penalty kill staying strong. AIC looking to continue their trends and improve upon both of them in this game. And it's a game that, coming in on paper, the Bobcats should win. But as we know from, a lot of the past Quinnipiac games, these games that you should win are not always the easiest games to watch.
Yeah, it's one of those trap games, you could say. A Tuesday night on election night, you wonder if that focus will really be there. So looking to see if they have that tonight here.
So we are going to bring you the national anthem performed live out on the ice, and then we'll come back with a couple keys to the game. Quinnipiac senior Andrea Rogers with the national anthem, and a special national anthem on election night. Maybe a new president tonight, maybe a new term for the current president tonight. Neil, if you want to give the first quick update for the key points, couple key races early on voting-wise in the electoral race.
Yeah, right now in Indiana, Mitt Romney has the lead on Obama, 60% to 38%. Another state that we're watching right now is Kentucky, where Romney is also leading Obama. In Kentucky, it's 70% for Romney and Obama at 29%.
So obviously very, very early on, less than 10% of the votes reported in those states. But as we said, we will keep you up to date on the big ones the presidential race and the Senate race between Chris Murphy and Linda McMahon, two of the more publicized races in the area, and especially keeping you with Florida, New Hampshire, Virginia, the big battleground states. Now back to the battle on the ice. Couple keys here for the Bobcats coming out against the Yellow Jackets.
Shots on net, shots on net. The Yellow Jackets are giving up an average of 42 shots on net. Bobcats have to find a chance to get the pucks in the net and work on that 1.8 goals per game average. And for AIC, get their big boys, Pleskak and Puskar, going tonight.
So Pleskak and Puskar are the two top scorers for the Yellow Jackets coming in, and they are on the ice with Blake Peak, along with Jake Williams, Stephen Hoshaw, the sophomore defensive pair, and Ben Meisner, the senior from Halifax, Nova Scotia, in net. Opening draw goes right on net, and the Bobcats will start it in the offensive zone just 7 seconds in. Pekka wins the faceoff, back to Curry. Curry looking towards the net to Pekka. Wrist shot fired wide over the net. Dalhusen plays it on the boards. Played behind the net by St. Denis, cleared up to the blue line by Hoshaw. Curry can't keep it in. Tries to go with the backhand, regroups, now gets it over the blue line. St. Denis battling forward, puts it to the top of the circle, taken back out by Hoshaw. Right to Curry at the red line, fires it on net. Knocked down by Meisner, played behind the net by Williams. Williams pass intercepted by Harvey to Langlos. Langlos gets hit, loses the puck. It's down in the corner. Kicked ahead by Hoshaw and taken out by Pleskak. Adam Pleskak, 89 career points in 110 games, and he goes offsides.
Yeah, good start for the Bobcats there. Already shown they're not afraid to put the pucks in the net. Langlos hit those boards hard there after that one play. You saw his head snap back pretty bad. Good to see him get right back up after that hit, though.
So Langlos, Harvey, Samuels, Thomas, along with Tolkinen and Davies for the Bobcats. Faceoff is won by Steve Mealy for AIC. Up to the red line, hit by Tolkinen. Davies picks up the puck. Davies to Samuels Thomas, chips it ahead to Langlos. Langlos in, wrist shot blocked, rebound in front, and another save by Meisner. So a couple early shots, some early pressure, and Meisner up to the task.
Good job of the AIC defenseman there, taking away the 2-on-1 pass, and Meisner came out, cut down the angle very well there, so he couldn't get a good shot off.
18:58 to go. Bobcats with another offensive zone draw. Arndt wins it to Davies. Slap shot gets tipped in front and immediately cleared out for AIC. Up ice now comes Jason Popek. This third line has recently hit their stride, become a very aggressive force for this AIC team. Freshman Soren Yatsen out of the zone, up to Bryce Van Brabant. Shot gets tipped and goes high over the net, comes out to the side, picked up by Davies at the blue line, rips it on net. It's blocked by Hoshaw.
Good stick by Hoshaw there. Van Brabant had a chance to get a shot off, and Hoshaw just got a stick on it, tip it off to the side.
Hoshaw fires one in. Gartig stops that one, touches the puck for the first time tonight. Tolkinen in the slot, out of the zone, but the puck gets taken away by AIC. It's Richard Leitner. Leitner turns it right back over. Bobcats dump and change, and Langlos, Samuels, Thomas will come back out.
I'd like to see Tolkinen just take that puck up a few more strides, put it in deep instead of trying to make a soft pass off the boards.
Jake Williams loses the puck on the boards. Good job by Samuels Thomas, but no one else could help him out there at the red line. Dumped in by the Yellow Jackets. Lauren Barron behind the net, pressured by two defenders. Keeps the puck, tries to get it out. Langlos can't help him. And now a chance down low for AIC. Puck comes in front, and looked like a penalty could have been called there on Harvey, but he gets away with a hook there in front.
Yeah, Harvey got lucky there. His stick was right in the midsection. He pulled that guy down, negating a scoring chance there for AIC. Lucky to have no call.
Samuels Thomas flips the puck up into the AIC bench. 17:35 to go, and we're scoreless. Pekka, Jones, and St. Denis on the ice for the Bobcats. Pekka wins the draw. Curry over to Dalhusen. Dalhusen up ice to Pekka. Chips it with the backhand to Kellen Jones, and they go offside. Just a step forward. Nice job of getting into the zone, but a step off.
Yeah, you can tell this line's got a little step in their game tonight so far. Their passes are just off a little bit. They had a good scoring chance in their first shift.
17:28 to go. Face-off one. Back to Dalhusen. Fires it in. Played by Meisner behind the net. Meisner plays it over to Nick Campanelli. And it's pressured there by St. Denis. All three Bobcat forwards behind the net. Puck comes out towards the neutral zone to Dalhusen at his own circle. Dalhusen up ice to St. Denis. Into the zone. Tries to catch AIC in a change, but he gets picked up by Brandon Lubin.
I think St. Denis was just a step off size there on that one also.
Did look like he got away with one there. The referee was there and didn't see it. Now we're going to have a delayed penalty. It's called on AIC. It looks like Brandon Lubin for a hit from behind. So, like we said, AIC takes a lot of penalties, and less than 4 minutes in, Bobcats power play looking to get off the schneid here.
Yeah, here's a chance for them to try and set something up. And looking to see, they have JST out there, Jordan Samus Thomas, see if he sets up in front or they set him up for a shot.
So a 2-minute minor to Lubin for hitting from behind. Bobcats lose the first face-off on the power play, but regain possession. Davies at the blue line to Langlos. Langlos up to Davies. Davies over to Tolkinen. Likes to shoot. Slides it over to St. Denis. St. Denis behind the net to Samuels Thomas. Throws it in front. It gets stopped right out to Tolkinen. He keeps it in with his glove. Knocks it down. St. Denis at the circle. Walking in. Samuels Thomas can't handle it. Bouncing around in front and cleared. And all the way down the ice, the puck will go.
And Langlos had a chance there. He was coming in back door. They just couldn't get a handle on the puck to get the pass to him there.
So they good chances in front. Samuels Thomas mishandled a couple pucks there towards the front of the net. Into the zone, Tolkinen, wrist shots, blocked in front by Brandon Fagerheim, and he clears it back down. 1:10 to go on the power play for the Bobcats.
I like to see Tolkinen take that puck, go D to D there, and try and set something up instead of firing a long-distance shot there from the blue line.
Kellen Jones out of the zone on the power play. Over to Matt Pekka. Pekka has Barron in the slot. Gives it to him. Shot short side. Goes wide. That shot goes up. Looked like it hit the crossbar from Ben Art. Either way, AIC clears. Curry at the red line.
That puck beat Meisner. He got lucky to just miss the net just on the blocker's side.
Kellen Jones on the backhand. Gives it up to Arndt. Arndt at the top of the circle. Looking towards the net. Now into the corner. Still with possession. Tried to hit Barron out front, but it goes right to the stick of Adam Pleskash, and he clears it down the ice. 30 seconds to go on the penalty to Lubin. Gartig plays it and leaves it for Curry. The captain up ice to Matthew Pekka. Pekka cross ice to Kellen Jones. Splits his own legs with the puck. Puts it on net, and it's stopped by Meisner.
Pretty play there by Jones to stick handle around the defense there. He had the puck in his skates, and he kind of stepped over and kicked it forward.
Hibbler, Rollheiser, and Lucic at the dot for the Bobcats. Faceoff comes out. Lucic in the slot to Davies. Slap shot off the skate of John Puskar. Up to the half boards now. Tolkinen can't play it down with his glove, and that will just about do it for the first power play. The Bobcats' woes on the extra man advantage continue.
Not a bad power play, though. They still had a few good chances. Lauren Barron had that one shot that beat Meisner, but just went wide of the net. So not a bad power play still.
Rollheiser can't get to the puck there. It's taken away by Chris Porter. Clears it out of the zone, but right to the stick of Davies. Davies has seen a lot of puck time tonight, just 5.5 minutes in. Good pressure there by the Bobcats, Lucic and Rollheiser. Lucic pressuring behind the net, but it's played to Stephen Hoshaw. Hoshaw flips it past Hibbler, right to Davies at his own blue line. Off the boards, good job, gets it to Lucic, a 2-on-2. Lucic, wrist shot, down low, stopped by Meisner. To the half boards, flipped high off the glass, comes down, played by Hibbler with the butt end of his stick. Here comes Alex Barron coming up ice. Over the blue line, fakes to the backhand, gives it to Lucic. Lucic tries to get it towards the net. It's blocked and taken out by AIC. Mishandled by David Gandera, and it's played by Lauren Barron. Clears it out of the zone, fired right back in by AIC. So a lot of dump and chase from the Yellow Jackets. Haven't shown much pressure, much aggression on the offensive side.
And I think that's part of Quinnipiac's forwards are getting a lot of pressure on the defensemen for AIC. AIC's defensemen have turned the puck over 3 or 4 times already this game.
Here comes Harvey. Harvey with Langlos. Puck is in the corner. Harvey gets tied up. Langlos tries to help him out. Harvey ends up with it at the top of the circle. Puck knocked down at the half boards. Lauren Barron, plays it. Tried to find Samuels Thomas in the slot, and he's just a step offside.
Yeah, JSC had a chance there for make a move around one defenseman. He was in alone on net, but just a step offside. Very impressed with Meisner so far tonight for AIC. He's cutting down his angles well. See why he's been such a solid goaltender for them so far this season.
Arndt wins the draw back to Curry. Curry dumps it in softly right to the stick of Nick Campanale. Campanale around his own net, into the slot, tried to find a streaking forward Richard Leitner. Instead, it's going to be an icing. 13-13 to go. Bobcats with an offensive zone draw.
Once again, a little bit of pressure by the Quinnipiac forwards, and that pass is a few feet ahead of the AIC forward. Goes down for an icing.
So the pace has been in the favor of the Bobcats so far. It looks like the pressure on AIC to just get the puck out of the zone. Kellen Jones fakes a pass towards the net, takes it behind. to Pekka with a shot. Save, rebound, hustle to St. Denis, though, couldn't pick it up. Out comes AIC, their first rush of the game, and right back to Dalhusen. Out of the zone, played at the red line by Nick Campanale. Campanale fires it cross ice into the opposite corner. Dalhusen to Curry. Curry up the boards. St. Denis has it at the half boards, plays it back down to his captain. Curry behind Gartig towards the right side of the net, up the slot, over to Dalhusen. Dalhusen tried to find Pekka coming through the middle. He couldn't, but it goes right on net. Played behind the net into the corner. Kellen Jones wins the race to it, but his pass gets deflected. Good job by Pekka coming back from behind the net to pick it up, and back come the Bobcats. Kellen Jones looking for St. Denis, just a couple feet behind him on the pass, and that chemistry is almost there. You can see it, and it just hasn't clicked.
Yeah, this line's back together again tonight. This is one of the lines that I think will stay with the Bobcats. They're just a couple of inches away from setting up these plays there. St. Denis just missed that puck for a potential 3-on-2 on net.
Here's Rollheiser coming to the net. Shot is stopped by Meissner and covered up. 12:02 to go. We're scoreless in the first period. And you got to think it's almost something you don't want to see happen, but it's almost something that line's going to start to click. And as soon as they click, Connor Jones will be healthy, and then it's going to be all changed up again.
Which you wonder what Pecknold will do if this line does start putting the puck in the back of the net. Does he want to break it up and bring Connor back together with his brother, or do you keep it the way things are?
So we will see in the next few weeks as to when Connor comes back and what happens with the lines when he does. Langlos pressuring behind the net. Samuels Thomas there with him. Pins Chris Porter against the board. Samuels Thomas out towards the front of the net. Couldn't get a hold of it. His stick was being held up by Porter. Langlos tries to jump a defender. Puck loose behind the net. Samuels Thomas looking to the point. Finds Tolkinen. One-time shot. Gets tipped wide. Picked up by Harvey in the corner. Harvey to Langlos. Langlos came towards the top of the circle, then down low, back to the top to Davies. Davies on net, gets tipped and goes over. Behind the net, two Bobcats get beat to the puck by Lubin, and he gets it out of the zone. Davies knocks it down with his glove. That's looked like a hand pass, but it wasn't. Davies to Samuels Thomas, up to Harvey. Harvey towards the net. Langlos was there, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Out comes AIC. 3-on-2 chance if they hurry. Here comes the Yellow Jackets. Popek into the right side. Played by Davies. Davies leaves the puck, but it's taken by Gandera. Popek in the opposite corner, looking to the point. Tries to get it down low. Davies blocks it. Arndt kicks it out. Over the red line, Ben Arndt. 1-on-3, just trying to get it deep as the rest of his line mates were changing. Instead, it's taken away by AIC. Up to the point. Good job by Alex Barron to keep it in. Van Brabant clears it down low. Janssen went to play it, faked, but Arndt wasn't there with him, and it comes back to AIC. Whitney Olsen up the boards and cleared out of the zone there by Gandera, all the way down, played by Alex Barron.
Really good shift for the Harvey, Langlos, St. Louis Thomas line. They were out there against the Olsen, Campanelli, the pair for AIC, and we learned before the game that those two are defensemen that used to be forwards, so a lot of pressure on those two tonight could be key for the Bobcats.
Neutral zone now. Bobcats win possession. Alex Barron into the corner to Van Brabant. Van Brabant tried to get it to Arndt. Instead, comes back into the zone, fired in by Jake Williams. Played behind the net by Lauren Barron. Senior defenseman settles it down, looking down the ice, tries to find Kellen Jones. He does, and it's whistled down for an offside. That was an interesting play, a slap pass from the side of his own net, and it's whistled down for offside.
Yeah, Matt Cassidy of AIC got a stick on that, and it deflected a little bit ahead of where Kellen was. Kellen still caught up to it. It's just another step offside. You can see the Bobcats have a good step in their game tonight. They've been offside just by a hair 3 or 4 times now.
Shot on net off the face-off is stopped by Gartig. That was Pleskach who had that shot. He's the point leader for AIC. 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points. He's got 89 points in 110 games in his career, so he's the guy to watch. There's another shot from Pleskach, gets blocked. Puck comes behind the net. Here's the first real flurry for the Yellow Jackets. And instantly, as I say that, Curry takes it away. Kellen Jones to St. Denis. St. Denis towards the net. Jones gets held up in front. Couldn't get a stick on the puck, but a delayed penalty, as there should be an interference call, and it is, on Nick Campanelli.
Yeah, they had another great chance for this first line there. St. Denis centering that puck towards the slot, trying to find Kellen. Kellen got hooked up. Quinnipiac back out on the power play, seeing if they could finally break that streak at 26 consecutive power plays without a goal now. They looked very good on their first power play. A couple of chances that just went wide. Look to see them do the same thing on this power play.
So the face-off draw won by the Bobcats, but they try to go back to their point, and it goes right through them into the neutral zone. Center of the ice, St. Denis towards the net. Gives it to Samuels Thomas with a one-time rip. Goes just over the crossbar. Davies keeps it in to Langlos. Langlos settles things down to Samuels Thomas. They'll switch. Langlos in the corner, looking to the front, now to the point to Davies, and the pass goes short off the boards and comes out. 30 seconds gone on the power play. St. Denis into the corner. Tolkien is down there. He gets a stick on it, comes up high off the glass. Langlos behind the net working. Samuels Thomas there helping him out. Puck comes loose to the opposite corner. St. Denis beats everyone to it, to Samuels Thomas. St. Denis in the corner, looking towards the point to Tolkien. Tolkien in the slot. Wrist shot save. Rebound came out to Langlos, and he couldn't get it. It was poke check by Meisner.
Good shot there by Tolkien, but once again, nobody in front of the net. Meisner saw that shot all the way into his chest.
So half of the penalty killed off for AIC. Puck played behind the net by Curry. Curry leaves it for Kellen Jones. Jones coming up ice to Pekka. Pekka flying over the red line, streaking through the middle of the ice. Now still has the puck on the opposite side. Pekka gets hit in the corner, has possession, looking for Jones at the point, gets it to him. Jones backhand to Pekka, one-time pass to Curry. Curry shot, save, loose in front. Alex Barron gets it. No one knew where it was for a couple seconds there. Barron got to it first. 28 seconds to go on the power play. Pekka to Kellen Jones at the point. Shuffles over to the slot, back to Pekka, top of the circle. Down low to Arndt, tried to one-time it to Barron, and he couldn't handle it. Pekka regroups, 15 seconds on the power play. There's Curry, wrist shot, short side, goes wide, comes all the way around the boards and out, and the Bobcats, unless they get a couple seconds here, won't have another power play goal. And it's offside. So 5 seconds to go as they try to get a last-second rush, and looking to go 0 for 29 now on the power play.
They had a couple good chances there, but once again, they have nobody in front of the net, so Meisner seeing these shots all the way, and it doesn't help when you're missing the net with these shots because they doesn't have a chance to actually beat them. So struggles seem to be continuing for the Bobcats tonight on the power play.
Davies over to Tolkinen. Off the face-off. The power play is over, and Bobcats still with pressure in the offensive end. Cleared out by AIC. Over to the red line. It's Blake Peak. Peak's wrist shot gets tipped by Davies and comes out with 7:04 to go.
Good stick by Davies there. It looked like Peak for a second had a step on him, but Davies got back well to get a tip on that shot by Peak.
So 7:04 left in the first period. Bobcats unofficially out shooting AIC 7-2, but no score. Wrist shot is blocked. There's another shot on net just high, out to the point. AIC with some pressure here. Brandon Lubin sends it over. Now gets it back in the slot. Wrist shot, glove save by Gartig, and he'll cover it up. Neil, you want to give us another rapid-fire election update? We have some results from the battleground state of Florida.
Obama wins Florida, or is winning Florida right now, 54% to 46%. And in New Hampshire, Obama is also ahead right now, 65% to Mitt Romney's 33%.
These are very, very small numbers in some of these states, less than 10%, but we're going to keep you posted because you're listening to us instead of watching election coverage, and we appreciate it. Van Brabant over the blue line, coming into the zone. Wrist shot, gets blocked in front. Arndt gets to it, backhands it behind the net, but it's picked up there by Lubin and cleared around the boards. Puck comes out into the neutral zone, picked up by Soren Janssen. Janssen fakes one way, now comes up ice, over the red line, dumps it in deep. Janssen's going to get to his puck as he dumped it in, and he beat everyone else to it. Great hustle by the freshman. Sends it behind the net. Arndt can't get to it. Now has to race towards it. Does. Gives it to Van Brabant. Van Brabant towards the net. Leaves it for Curry. Wrist shot just high. Great job there by Janssen and Van Brabant. Curry with a shot. Just missed the net.
Yeah, Janssen's the big key to making that chance happen. These AIC defensemen look a little bit nervous right now. None of them wanted to go down the corner and get that puck.
And a misplayed puck there as the puck comes all the way down. It's an icing on AIC.
And Quinnipiac's got a number of shots off already tonight. They're just missing the net high. I like to see them bring the shots down a little bit. Make Meisner make the save with his pads. Maybe give up a rebound here or there.
Langlos out there in the middle for the Bobcats. 5:48 to go. Wins the faceoff forward. Harvey had Samuels Thomas in front but didn't know it. Puck played behind the net by Jeff Sakachi. Sends it over to his defensive partner, Lubin. Back to Chikatsi. Up to the red line. Puck gets tipped by Alex Barron into the Yellow Jackets bench.
These AIC defensemen continue to look a little bit shaky. As soon as they get the puck on their stick, they're trying to move it as quickly as they can up ice. Credit the Quinnipiac forwards tonight for getting a lot of pressure in the forecheck on them.
Face-off won by the Bobcats, but it's turned over. Here's a chance. Shot goes high. Jason Popek had a shot, but couldn't hit the net. A lot of missed nets from both sides early on here.
And that one beat Gartic. He looked a little bit surprised to see that shot come from the high circle there.
St. Denis trying to pinch and miss the puck. He gets lucky as it was left behind by McMillan. Across towards Pekka. Pekka picks it up, now lost it. Picked up by Kellen Jones. Jones to Pekka at the half boards. Slides it across to the slot. Lauren Barron with a great move. Spins one way and shoots towards the net. Missed top corner. What a pretty goal that would have been.
Yeah.
Spun around a defender. Does it again here towards Alex Barron. Alex has it towards Kellen Jones in front. Jones looking for St. Denis. Instead goes to Lauren Barron. Barron to Kellen in the slot. Had it poked away from him. And the Yellow Jackets clear. But right to the red line. It's taken away by Lauren Barron. Barron looking to catch him in a change is Kellen Jones. Jones gets stood up in the slot, still has the puck. Pekka picks it up, gets hit in front. Great move, but got stuffed by Meisner.
What a save by Meisner down on the ice with that Dominic Hasek-esque save there with the leg.
Here's Pekka into the zone. Puts it through his own legs on the backhand, comes through the slot at the top of the circle. They look a little bit tired out there, this line, but they still work the puck just because of how good their hands are. Lucic has it behind the net. He's pressured by Whitney Olsen. Out towards the bottom of the circle, tipped out front, picked up by Pleskach, and he's pressured by Hibbler, taken away by Lucic. Lucic with a wrist shot. Another shot goes wide. They're targeting that glove of Meisner, but they haven't been able to hit the net, so it's to no avail.
I like that shot, though, by Lucic, trying to go low side to create a rebound chance off the pads.
Lucic holds things up at the blue line, fires it cross ice. Now back across to Lucic with a shot. Saved by Meisner. Rebound played by Hibbler behind the net. Lucic fires it out. Hibbler can't get to the rebound. Out come the Yellow Jackets. That was a nice little play there. Lucic with the give and go. Got the shot on net.
Interesting give and go, too. The pass that he fired across the other side hit halfway up the boards. Then it was passed back to him.
AIC cannot possess the puck over the blue line once again. 3 minutes to go. Tolkinen comes out of the zone with the puck. Up to Van Brabant at the red line. Dumps it in. He's going to try to get to it first, and he does. Sends it across to Lucic, who's still out there on the ice. He lost the puck. It comes up off of an AIC player, and it'll come back in the offensive end for the Bobcats.
Yeah, Jake Williams for AIC there was a defenseman on Van Brabant, and Van Brabant just put the puck in the corner and just beat him to the puck. It looked like Williams didn't want anything to do with playing the puck. He just wanted to play the body. He did get a good hit, however, on Van Brabant in the corner.
Dal Houston off the draw, fires it towards the net, loose in front. Janssen couldn't get a stick on it. Curry with his skate keeps it in. Nice play there. Puck at the top of the circle now. Van Brabant with a shot. Goes up high into the netting off of a defender's shin, and it'll stay in the zone.
Been very impressed by the play of Curry so far this season. You can see that he's really stepped in the captain's role well. He's shown that he's not afraid to pinch when he needs to, and he almost created a chance for the Bobcats there by keeping that puck in the zone.
Another face-off. That one is won by AIC, but it comes out to Quinnipiac in the corner. play there aren't pressuring McMillan at the half boards. Bobcats win possession, but give it right back. Here's Jeff Sikachi. Plays it off the boards behind the net to Lubin. Lubin back to his partner with 2:25 to go in the first period. Lubin into neutral zone. Walking in, a wrist shot goes over the net. That was Alexander McMillan with another chance. But Gartig didn't have to do much. Behind the net, Dalhusen battling for it. Comes out for the Yellow Jackets. Here's a chance. Wrist shot save. Rebound cleared away by Dalhusen.
Talked about the play of Meisner so far tonight. Also been impressed with Gartig cutting down his angles just as well.
Dalhusen took it over the blue line and then pulled it back a step. Shot went out for the whistle. He gets talked to by the referee. And they're gonna put him in the box now, I believe. Didn't look like they called it right away, but now they are gonna put him in the box. Probably an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for shooting it after the whistle. I haven't seen that called
that is
that
odd.
close to the whistle in a long time. But
I think it has to do with Meisner threw his hands up as soon as that shot went off. But now we get to see the good side of the Quinnipiac special teams, 26 for 26 so far on the penalty kill. See if they can keep that streak going tonight.
Yeah, and it's something you say, which one of these is going to crack first? Do they score a power play goal or do they give up a shorthand goal? Something to watch.
And you really don't know because you haven't seen anything like this to start a season before.
And first face-off won by the Bobcats, cleared out. Meisner covers it up. You have 1:51 on the power play, 1:50 on the game clock. So the entire rest of the period, and then for what it's worth, 1 second of the second.
Yeah, the Bobcats have shown they're not afraid to get shots off tonight. Funny how that clearing attempt goes right back in on Meisner.
Face-off one back for the Yellow Jackets, played behind the net. They will look to set up the power play. Bobcats have had most of the pressure here in the first, but AIC with a power play goal could come out with the period win. Fired down ice, off the boards, and right back to Meisner again. 1:30 to go in the period, 1:31 on the clock.
Interesting setup here for the breakout for AIC. They're floating it forward at the far blue line to try and catch the Quinnipiac defense off guard.
Pass comes out to the point. It's Steve Mule. Behind the net, Pleskach can't control it. Tolkinen off the glass, kept in, though, at the blue line. Tolkinen gets another chance, puts it higher that time, and it comes all the way out. Half the penalty killed. 1 minute to go in the period.
Good pressure by the Bobcats penalty killers there. You see why their PK has been so good so far this season.
AIC unable to get anything going there, and now that puck gets fired up into the stands by Brandon Lubin. So 53 seconds to go in the period. No score. Bobcats looking to kill off the rest of this power play.
And a big key to their success in the PK so far this year is they're getting short shifts, both forward and defense. And that's key. You want to keep fresh legs when you're down a man.
Face-off lost by Langlos. It's won by McMillan. McMillan slashes the stick right out of Langlos's hand at the blue line, and that is an undisciplined penalty. That is something that, we were talking to someone from AIC earlier and said that one of the players on AIC was sat earlier in the year for taking 4 penalties in a game, and that's something that you get sat for right there.
And
that's just terrible.
That's not something that you even have to do. Langlos isn't even a part of the play in that situation, and it's also the far ref who can make that call. It's an easy call for anybody in the building, really.
I mean, that's something that on the power play, undisciplined, knocking the stick out of someone's hand who doesn't even have the puck. That's going to be discussed in the intermission, I'm sure, in the AIC locker room. Langlos looking to go towards the net. He gets it taken away by Lubin. So 4-on-4 for the rest of this first period, and then the Bobcats will start the second with the power play chance. Lubin in the slot, goes by Langlos, 22 seconds to go in the period. Lubin into the zone, looking towards the net. It's poked away by Barron. Langlos looked for Lauren Barron. Pekka gets knocked down, gloves the puck. In the slot, he's still pressured. He gets pulled down. That one doesn't get called. I'm surprised that one didn't get called. It might have been a little embellishment. 5 seconds to go. Pekka behind the net, just going to put it towards Curry, and that'll do it for the first. So, a couple power plays, both killed off. Bobcats still without a power play goal on the year, but except for 1 second, they've killed off the AIC power play, and will have their own to start the second. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the goaltending. Gartig with a good first period in this start. Talk a little bit about the election, and we'll come back with everything else and more in the first intermission You're listening to the Quinnipiac Bobcats Sports Network.
Bobcat fans, this is Billy Mecca from the Bobcat Sports Network. Please join us this season at the TD Bank Sports Center for some excellent men's and women's basketball and ice hockey games. The TD Bank Sports Center is the best facility in college athletics as it features family-friendly seating, prices, dates, and times. Please call area code 203-582-3905 or visit QuinnipiacBobcats.com to order your tickets now. Go Bobcats! Peace!
Catch all of the exciting action for the Quinnipiac volleyball team exclusively here on the Quinnipiac Bobcats Sports Network. Make sure you also check out more game summaries and feature articles only at theqbsn.com.
You're listening to the Quinnipiac Bobcats Sports Network, the official flagship station for volleyball, field hockey, rugby, and men's and women's soccer. Saturday night is hockey night here on theqbsn.com. Tune in at the conclusion of every Saturday men's or women's hockey broadcast for Hockey Night in Hamden. Join QBSN's finest hockey broadcasters, writers, and analysts as they break down the weekend that was Quinnipiac ice hockey. Discussions, debate, arguments, and the occasional 5 for fisticuffs all in a 1-hour program live at theqbsn.com. Want something debated during the program? Well, email us at hockeynightinhamden@gmail.com or tweet at HamdenHKY Night. When overtime just isn't enough, we've got your extra hockey. So join us at theqbsn.com Saturdays following the last hockey broadcast for Hockey Night in Hamden, your exclusive Quinnipiac ice hockey talk show.
Hey Bobcat fans, don't forget to go to www.theqbsn.com for live broadcasts, game stories, pictures, and more. TheQBSN.com offers you everything you need to know about the Bobcat teams you know and love. Again, go to TheQBSN.com, the online home for your favorite Quinnipiac sports.
Carano's Barbershop is Hamden's newest and most unique barbershop. It's a combination of both class and classic, with an old-school feel, but a 21st century appeal. With reasonable prices, come on down for your next haircut. Located at 2460 Dixwell Avenue, right next to Tommy's Tanning. Make sure to like them on Facebook. Carano's Barbershop, where what's old is what's new.
This is Jack McDonald, Director of Athletics at Quinnipiac University. On behalf of all of our student-athletes, coaches, and parents, we are very grateful to the Quinnipiac Bobcats Sports Network for broadcasting all our games all over the world to our Bobcat fans. Thank you, QBSN.
Have you been waiting for a campus magazine just for Quinnipiac ladies? It is here. Her Campus is an online women's publication with over 100 university branches. Keep up with the latest news, campus celebrities, and helpful blogs just for you at www.hercampus.com/Quinnipiac. Again, it is www.hercampus.com/Quinnipiac.
QBSN, the flagship station for Bobcats soccer. Tune in live throughout the season as the Bobcats push for the Northeast Conference title.
From the outside, the TD Bank Sports Center screams excitement. Inside, it's even louder. It's another season of hard-hitting Quinnipiac ice hockey and red-hot basketball, side by side in one of college sports' most amazing venues for fans. Check the schedule and get your tickets at QuinnipiacBobcats.com. The Bobcats are making some noise this year. Are you? Yeah! Game on!
Hey Bobcat fans, follow us on Twitter and Facebook for daily updates, reminders, and more from the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network, the online home for your favorite Quinnipiac sports.
Ray and Mike's Deli, the deli destination for Quinnipiac athletics. Come and try the new Quickwich, named for Hamden's own Jonathan Quick. Also the fan favorites, the irresistible Mac Daddy and Steak and Cheese. Come in before or after the game. Located at 3030 Whitney Ave. Cue cards are accepted.
Welcome back to the High Point Solutions Arena at the TD Bank Sports Center. Quinnipiac Bobcats Sports Network presentation of Quinnipiac University men's ice hockey. Nick Serbinski alongside Neil Ravin. Neil, scoreless first period with the Bobcats and the Yellow Jackets. And before we get to the hockey talk, you have some updates for us in the early reporting states of the presidential election.
Yeah, and key thing you say there, it is early, but right now, we'll just do a quick rundown for some of the states. In Florida, Obama has the slightest of leads on Romney at 50% versus Romney's 49%. In Georgia, Romney has the lead 66% to Obama's 33%. In Indiana, Romney also has the lead 57% to Obama's 41%. Kentucky, Romney is also leading 61% to Obama's 38%. In New Hampshire, Obama has the lead at 65% over Romney's 33%. In South Carolina, Obama with a bigger lead at 77% to Romney's 22%. And the last that I have for you guys right now is in Virginia, where Romney is leading 59% to 40%. Like you said, it is very early, but we were just talking. This one could come down to the wire tonight. Couldn't really tell you who's going to win at this point. But we both have our election spirit. You were both wearing blue and red striped ties tonight.
Didn't even call each other and plan it out. It was one of those things.
We just knew that it was appropriate for the evening here.
Absolutely.
At TD Bank Sports Center.
Well, it could be an overtime barn burner down in D.C., and it'll probably be a barn burner here if the early results tell us anything in Hamden. No score in the first period. The official shots right on track with the unofficial shots. Quinnipiac 9 and AIC 5. So the Bobcats with the early edge in shots, they definitely dominated in possession, but on the scoreboard where it counts, no score. Neil, why is that?
They just missed on a few chances, and there were a number of times when the Bobcats were a step or two offsides, and their passes were just a hair or two ahead of their sticks. There were a few shots in particular that I remember when Meisner was actually beat on his blocker side, because you could tell that the Bobcats are looking to beat him that side. And there was actually one big, huge save for him where he sprawled out, I said Dominic Hasek style, and made a pad save on Pekka. But this is nothing new for Meisner. His AIC Yellow Jackets are giving up an average of just over 42 shots a game, so he's used to this. And talking to the play-by-play guy from AIC before the game, he said that once Meisner starts to get going in the game, he builds a rhythm, and he really turns it on. So you can see some focus in his eyes tonight. And we also talked about the power play before the game for the Bobcats. They will start this period on the power play, and you never really want to say that a power play was good unless they score. But the two chances the Bobcats had, they did put together a number of chances. And even though they couldn't find the back of the net, they did beat Meisner. They had a few plays where they showed that they were just off by that much, and they're ready to break that streak. It's been tough going for them so far this season.
So Bobcats looking to connect on a couple of those chances, and they'll have a good opportunity for it on the power play to start the second period. 1:14 to start the period. They will be on the advantage. What do they need to do on the power play other than getting the puck to the net that is different from what they've done on these first 27 failed attempts?
You see, I feel like they have to have more guys in front of the net, more screens there. Meisner, Tolkinen had a really good chance actually in that on the first power play where he took a step in and was basically at the top of the circle and got a shot in on Meisner, but Meisner saw it the whole way. So they got to get some screens in front, get some sticks on the puck, get a tip or two, and see if they can sneak in more of an ugly one, you could say, by Meisner to beat that streak. Because once they get one, Pecknell was talking during the Ohio State series, once we get one, the floodgates are really open with this power play.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that usually happens in the game of hockey. When you're struggling so hard to find the back of the net in a situation, usually the ugly one is the one that's going to come first, if anything. So it's going to be one of those deflections, maybe a tip off of an AIC defender. A screen is going to be big. And you have to get traffic, especially on a guy like Meisner, who has been gloving everything down. They look like they target the glove a lot, but he's been able to stop everything they've thrown at him.
Yeah, and they're just making that one extra move that they really don't need. You could definitely see that in Jordan Samuels-Thomas. We know how great of a shot he is, but I want to see him use his size also because he's got a 6'4" frame that if he was to park himself in front of the net, he could create a few more chances for the Bobcats. Get a stick on there. It doesn't have to be on top of Meisner per se, right in the crease, but get a little bit of a screen on him so you make Meisner, who's a smaller goaltender himself, have to look around and adjust himself and try and beat him that way. So interesting to see how the Bobcats come out after the intermission on this power play. But on the other side of things, their penalty kill continues to look phenomenal this season. Now 27 for 27 went down a man. And it was kind of an interesting penalty that the Bobcats were called for, as Del Houston took a shot just after the whistle, and it really didn't even hit Meisner. It went wide of the net, but Meisner threw his hands up, and Del Houston gets called for unsportsmanlike conduct. But in Bobcats fashion, like they've done so far this year, they've had a lot of pressure while down a man, and AIC really couldn't get anything going on that power play. So good to see that side of the special teams unit playing so well at the start of this season.
And as Boomer gets into the dance on the PA system, it's a thundering boom.
Can you feel the ground shaking a little bit right now?
It's unreal.
His feet just hit the ground.
Boomer is
hard
having an effect in this building, the one and only Boomer the Bobcat. Speaking of Boomer, speaking of Bobcats, other Quinnipiac action going on later this week. We always like to keep you posted here. And it's a big weekend for Quinnipiac Athletics and for QBSN. One of the big reasons why it's a big weekend, the first ever NEC men's soccer tournament that will be hosted at Quinnipiac. The men's soccer team winning the regular season conference championship for the first time in program history. They will go to battle Friday at 11 o'clock in the morning against St. Francis of Pennsylvania, the 1 seed against the 4 seed. And if they win, they'll play Sunday. It's a big weekend for men's soccer, and we will have the call for you on Friday.
Yeah, and they've won 6 straight games leading into this weekend, so they've really hit their stride at the right time. So interested to see if they can get those 2 big W's and make the national tournament. But it's not going to be easy, that's for sure.
Never is easy, but they've made it look easy in the last 6 games. Played FDU in the last game of the regular season, the winner-take-all matchup to see who would host, and they came out and scored 3 goals against the best defensive team in the conference. So big weekend for them. Men's ice hockey team will have a Friday night matchup with Colgate, looking to redeem themselves after getting beat 5-1 in the Cape Cod Classic in their last timeout, and then Saturday at 7 against Cornell. So that's a big matchup with Colgate to redeem them after the loss, and then you come back against the current number 6 team in the country in Cornell.
And you never
currently number 4. Programming note from our co-director Matthias Gauss.
And you never want to make excuses for a team when they lose a game, but the game against Colgate this past weekend was a non-conference game against a conference opponent at a Cape Cod rate that holds under 1,000 fans. And in that game, in talking with Bill Schweitzer, the voice of the Bobcats, Quinnipiac played well the first 2 periods. They just couldn't find the back of the net. And then in the third period, they just didn't show up. So first on Friday, I'm looking to see if there's a little bit of a revenge factor in the locker room for Quinnipiac. Not just for this 5-1 thrashing, you could say, to start the season, but last year Colgate knocked them out of the playoffs. See if maybe they can get a little bit of a revenge factor on home ice this Friday. And then, as you noted, number 4 team in the nation, Cornell, the Big Red, coming in here. Their goalie, Isles, has a 1.22 goals against average so far this season, playing absolutely out of his mind. It's going to be interesting to see if the Bobcats can improve upon that 1.8 goals per game number so far this season and beat him a couple of times. And 2 big matchups within the start conference play this year.
And then wrapping up the weekend quickly, Sunday, Marist comes in for women's rugby, volleyball senior day against Central Connecticut, men's soccer, hopefully the championship, and Monday, men's basketball home opener against American. We will take a very quick break, come back at the start of the second period, Bobcats and AIC.
You're listening to the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network. Check us out at theqbsn.com for game recaps, previews, feature articles, and so much more. Your internet home for all things Quinnipiac Athletics, theqbsn.com.
I'm Matthias Gauss, and you're listening to the Quinnipiac Bobcats Sports Network, the exclusive home of Quinnipiac Athletics.
make sure you stop by at our website.
And we're back here at the High Point Solutions Arena. Bobcats at AIC getting ready to start the second. Bobcats will be on the power play for a minute 14. Neil?
Yeah, I want to make one quick call out. We were talking about soccer a second ago. I have to give it out to my brother who's listening right now. His team just won the state title back in Maine for our Class A there, so shout out to him for winning that.
Well, congratulations to Little Raven and the soccer squad up there in North Country. Start the second period. 1 minute to go on the power play. Bobcats looking to do damage here. They have not scored on the power play all season long, and much of the same so far as Pleskach dumps it in deep. Out of the zone comes Kellen Jones to Curry. Back to Kellen in the middle of the ice. Kellen, everyone stays on side, towards the net. Wrist shot goes off the side. He picks up his own rebound behind the net, spins, loses control. Out towards the blue line, kept in by Curry. Bobcats, you can tell they're just scratching the surface for this. They cannot break through.
Yeah, that shot by Kellen out once again beat Meisner on his short side there, but just wide of the net. Good chance for Kellen.
So 20 seconds to go on the power play. Curry up to Kellen, lost control of it, wins the race to it, pokes it into the zone. Played there by Fagerheim. Behind the net now out to the half boards, 10 seconds on the power play. Tolkinen to Samuels Thomas. Samuels Thomas to Pekka, back to JST, to Pekka in front. That was the best chance they had on that power play, and they just missed again. Pekka was about an inch short to get into that puck, and the power play ends.
Yeah, and we liked the shot that Kellen Jones took after he got over the blue line in on Meisner, but they haven't set up a power play where they have a man in front of the net, which I think is how you got to get this first power play goal. You got to get it ugly. You got to get it in a garbage fashion where you get a tip or a deflection in front. Meisner's seeing these shots all the way. While they were beating him on short side, he still has nothing in front of him to distract him from the shot coming in.
So a projected commanding 33-3 lead so far for Mitt Romney in the electoral votes. Continue to keep you posted on the election as the updates come in. Tolkinen in his own net. In his own end. Lost control, but gained it back. Lucic collides with a teammate, Davies. Keeps the puck over the blue line. Has it picked away from him by Jason Popek. Bobcats regroup in the neutral zone. 2 minutes into the second period. Scoreless here as the first power play of the second goes without any luck. Shot from the blue line is taken and gloved down by Gartig, and it'll be an offensive zone draw for AIC.
Did you get out and vote today, Nick?
I did not get out to vote. And well, I don't want to put anybody in the wrong thoughts about me not getting out to vote.
You can hear what happened to me. I tried to send in my absentee ballot, but with Sandy hitting last week, I couldn't even tell you if it made it all the way back up to Maine.
Well, hey, we'll find out. As Gartig just took the net out, not sure if he took it out or...
He got hit, actually. The AIC player skated into the back of the net, and Gartig, the crossbar hit him in the back, in the upper back, and he went down there. Didn't really look like a pretty fall for him. Glad to see him skating it off right now. An interesting play there, Al. The AIC, it was Richard Leitner was trying to cut around the back of the net, and it looked like he just got his skate caught on the netting at the bottom, and the net came off.
So Gartig is good. The net is back on, and 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes into the second period as the Bobcats look to strike first here. AIC doing a good job holding off that attack. But back to, not getting out to vote. It's one of those things where I haven't lived in my state where I'm registered in of Rhode Island in almost a year for more than 2 weeks. So realistically, I don't know anything about the local races. I don't know anything about any of the questions being polled. So the only one that would have mattered was the presidential race, and frankly, I would rather have neither one of them win than either one of them. So, yeah, that's my perspective on that. I'm not against voting. I believe it's a good right.
I mean, I tried to get mine in there,
I hear you.
I feel bad for all the people who suffer from Sandy, and my vote probably is in that Sandy storm somewhere, to be honest.
As the puck gets dumped in behind the net, Bobcats looking to pressure here. 17:05 on the clock. Out comes AIC. And it's a bit ironic playing American International College on the day of the election. Just weird how some things work out.
And when I first looked at it, I thought it was American University down in D.C., but this is actually American International, which is located in Springfield. So just a quick drive down I-91 for them. So not too far of a trip to take during the middle of a week for that team.
And as you know, we haven't talked about hockey in the last minute and a half. It's been just complete up and down with the puck being dumped in, dumped out, and there hasn't been much going on. Now a chance for the Bobcats. Shot goes off the side of the net, but it's been that kind of a second period so far. The power play, nothing happening, and then AIC just dumps the puck in and chase, and they haven't been able to get anything on net either side.
And a lot of tangle-ups in the neutral zone for both ends.
Pekka to Harvey, over to Kellen Jones. Kellen looking to create something here for Quinnipiac. Top of the circle, pulls back, spins into the corner, gets hit into the boards, and it's going to be a penalty. He got hit hard in the back. Tolkien at the blue line. Wrist shot on net is saved, and another power play for the Bobcats. So AIC really tempting them here, giving them every chance to score on the power play. Can they do it here?
Yeah, and that play all started where Kellen Jones got the puck past him in the neutral zone. Impressive. The puck hit his stick, kicked up in the air. He knocked it down with an open palm to get that puck back into the zone, brought the puck into the corner, and hit from behind kind of in an ugly way, but good to see him get right back up.
Face-off kicked back by Langlos. Tolkinen to Samuels Thomas. Has a man at the post. His shot, though, gets blocked and cleared out.
They got no one in front again. They got a guy set up back door. They got a guy set up by the post. They have nobody in front of Meisner to screen these shots.
And that's why it becomes so easy to block shots, is there's no traffic to have the defenders on it. Shot towards the net. Langlos couldn't get a stick on it. And once again, cleared right to Tolkinen. That one gets tipped wide. Langlos in front. Couldn't control the backhand. Now a little bit of pressure in front as they're putting a guy there. But you said off that faceoff, there was nobody there. That one gets knocked down by Arndt and cleared down the length of the ice.
And in those situations when you got nobody in front of the net, the box and the PK can get that much larger. And like you said, get more chances to block shots. You can't get shots through to Meisner. And if you do, Meisner's going to see him the whole way because there's nobody in front of him.
Quinnipiac entering the zone again. Samuels Thomas racing for the puck in the corner. Leaves it for Ben Arndt. Arndt at the goal line. Backhand flip to Samuels Thomas. Back to Arndt. Arndt couldn't get it to the point. He whiffed on the puck. And it's just every bounce goes against the Bobcats when they're on the power play. 49 seconds to go on the man advantage. Kellen Jones plays it behind his own net. Gives it to Langlos. Langlos, his pass to Barron gets tipped and put back into the zone. Curry plays it in the circle. Curry behind Gartig. 35 seconds to go on the power play. Bobcats have not scored on the man advantage this season. Kellen Jones, pass to Curry. Curry to the half board to St. Denis. To Pekka. Wrist shot. Save. Rebound St. Denis. Another save by Meisner. Good pressure there for the Bobcats, but Meisner standing tall.
Yeah, Meisner came out to the top of his crease and cut down Pekka's ankle very well. Solid shot by Pekka to shoot low pad side, create a rebound, but St. Denis couldn't get the best handle on it to get another shot off.
So Curry up to Pekka. Pekka into the zone. The power play ends. He has it behind the net. Another power play with nothing happening, no goals at least happening for the Bobcats.
And like I said during the intermission, you don't want to say it's a good power play unless you score, but they're creating chances that are just missing by that much.
Yeah, when you haven't scored on more than 20 to start the season, it becomes a bad power play unless you score because the crowd wants it. The crowd knows. These crowd is not a dumb crowd. They know what's going on. They know your top place is struggling. You got to come through. You got to find a way to end that slump.
And it's not going to last forever, but it's just at a point now where you wonder when exactly is it going to break. We've done all we can. We're missing by just the smallest of margins.
Shot from outside the zone gets turned away by Gartig. Puck comes into the slot, kicked up by Tolkinen, right to the stick of an AIC forward. In front, scores! AIC strikes first, and that is something we said was going to happen. The Bobcats, with all the pressure in the world, can't find the back of the net. And one bad play by Tolkinen gets turned over. Matt Cassidy. No, either Matt Cassidy, was it 15, 14? Chris Porter.
Yeah, it was Porter, I think.
Chris Porter comes in
it was
off
a weird
the
play.
rebound. It was kicked by Tolkinen right towards the slot. Picked up off the rebound by Porter, and he slid it in with one hand on his stick.
And
so
Gartek didn't look comfortable there. He made the first save, but the puck was just sitting there, and he couldn't get his balance to cover the puck up. And because of it, Porter can just get the stick on it and put it in the net.
And now you hear the crowd starting to get a little restless. 13 minutes to go in the second period. AIC starting to turn it up with a shot gets tipped wide. Bobcats trying to answer. Dalhusen, backhand flip to Samuels Thomas. Has it in the zone. Puts it into Harvey. Harvey to Langlos, looking out front. Couldn't get it to his stick. Harvey to Curry, keeps it in. Dalhusen shot, tipped by Langlos. Another rebound is stopped by Meisner. So we were talking earlier to the play-by-play broadcaster for American International when they're at home, and he said when Meisner gets into a groove, there's no getting him out of it. And he did that there. He's on it again. Meisner with 2 big saves. Langlos with the rebound chance on the backhand. Couldn't find the back of the net.
Yeah, when Meisner was sliding across there, that tip cut him off guard a little bit, though, which is what we like to see. Get a little screen in front, see if he can get an ugly one by him.
Bobcats need to get more physical, I think, in this game. It's been a very easy game to skate up and down, not much physicality, and that will play to the Bobcats' advantage if they can get a couple more hits every now and then and make AIC work for the puck. Right now they're giving it away even in the slot on that last goal.
Yeah, and the Bobcats have the size on them. There's a few AIC players that are considerably, you could say, shorter than the Bobcats guys. And in the first period, we saw the AIC defenseman turn the puck over a lot when the Bobcats got forecheck pressure on them, and we just haven't seen that forecheck since about midway through the first period.
Van Brabant looking towards the net. Janssen couldn't get to it. Davies with a slap shot gets blocked down in front by Popek and cleared out of the zone. 11:45 to go. Here's Pekka coming down the middle of the ice. Offensive zone chance towards the front for St. Denis. Save. Rebound. Shot by Davies. Still in front loose. Saved by Meisner, and he covers up, and that was an unbelievable kick save by Ben Meisner. This kid is standing tall so far.
And that puck, St. Denis just finds the puck on his stick there, gets a nice low shot off, and there was a screen in front. Meisner makes an incredible pad save. And I keep referencing Dominic Hasek. He looks like my favorite goaltender right now, sprawling on the ice to make these incredible saves.
Well, I don't know if we can keep this broadcast going because my favorite goaltender is Patrick Waugh, so we're going to have to talk about that off the air.
It's for another time, maybe during Hockey Night in Hamden this weekend.
Pekka loses control behind the net. Coming out is AIC, and here comes Blake Peak. He has wheels, comes into the zone, dumps it into the left side. Played by Davies, right to Peak behind the net, but gives it right back to Davies. At the point by Hoshaw, dumped into the corner. Kellen Jones digging for it, taken away by the Yellow Jackets. Davies keeps it away from the front of the net. Now it's thrown out to the point. It's Hoshaw. Hoshaw slides it over to Williams. Williams with a wrist shot, gets blocked wide. Good block by St. Denis. Kellen Jones has St. Denis going through the middle of the ice, tries to find him, but it's gloved down by Hoshaw and put back into the zone. Chance for Blake Peak now on his backhand. Poked away by Tolkinen. Tolkinen steps up. Great job there by Harvey with the backhand pass to get it out. Pekka and Kellen Jones a 2-on-2. Pekka towards the net. Now to the backhand, looking to the front. Got taken down. Plays it behind the net, and the rest of his line mates are changing, so it goes back to the Yellow Jackets.
Interesting play there. Olsen kind of stuck his leg out to knock Pekka off the puck there. You've seen that called more lately as a leg trip, but no call there. And you talked about stepping up the physicality. Kellen Jones hit Hoshaw probably halfway into the Quinnipiac bench there, trying to send a little bit of a message that they're going to turn up the physicality, I guess you could say, in this game.
Samuels Thomas gets a deflection on the outlet pass, goes right on net, and Meisner covers it up again. So Meisner coming up big here for the Yellow Jackets. 19 unofficial shots for the Bobcats, and some of them have been real good. Meisner with a couple kick saves, a couple glove saves, doing the job here for AIC. Face-off won by the Yellow Jackets. Back behind the net, now cleared out to the blue line. Curry can't keep it in. It's chipped out by Popek. Puck raced to by Gandera, but Dalhusen beats him to it. At the half boards, Langlos can't get a stick on it. Comes out towards the front, taken down by Curry. Curry over the blue line, streaking past the AIC bench. On his backhand, now to the bottom of the circle, curls back, behind the net to Langlos. Under 10 minutes to go. Langlos, wrapping shot, goes wide. He tried to fake the backhand, go forehand. It just went wide. Puck behind the net, up to the blue line. It'll be cleared out by AIC. Popek has it, or Gandera has it, and it's taken away. Now given back. AIC into the slot, poked away by Langlos. Langlos gets taken down. No call coming there, but
I think
Curry
if they were
going to
give a call, he might have called both. Langlos went down kind of easy there on that hook. It was a hooking, but he kind of fell, you could say, easily with that.
And Samuels Thomas with a quick chance over the blue line, a wrist shot, knocked down and gloved by Meisner.
Meisner's 3 feet out of the crease on this one. hits him on the right shoulder, still has the composure to reach up and grab the puck out of midair to get the whistle, with a streaking Jordan Thomas trying to come in and get a rebound there. Very impressive how he's been standing tall in net tonight.
Face-off scrum in the middle of the circle, won by AIC. Out come the Yellow Jackets, dumped into the zone, played by Gartig behind the net. He lost control of the puck. Diving play by Ben Arndt. Came out of nowhere, and that would have been a goal easily as Gartig was still behind the net. Wrapped out front, saved by Gartig, hops over the net, and comes behind.
That puck hit the boards in a weird way, and Gartig went to shoot it, but he whiffed. And then he caught himself on the back of the net and trying to sprawl back to the net. Interesting to see if this freshman can find some more composure. Looks a little bit rattled right now to start this period.
He's hesitating, making decisions, and he's not making those decisions fast enough as AIC takes advantage there and almost put one in if it wasn't for Ben Arndt. It's a freshman not having the experience playing out of the net and coming out and making plays with the puck, and he almost paid for it. Outlet pass there. Here comes AIC. Chance for the Yellow Jackets, a 3-on-2. Puck worked towards the net and to no avail, but it's taken away by Melee. Lost control from Tolkinen, had a good play on it. Pekka picks it up. Pekka streaking down the right side, on the backhand, looking to the front, lost control. Janssen tried to help him out. Tolkinen at the blue line. Fires it off the glass, played by Pekka.
This was the deep pair we were talking about. Quinnipiac needed to take advantage of. Whitney Olsen and Nick Campanelli are two converted defensemen that used to be forwards, and a bad turnover there by Olsen led to a chance for Pekka.
Bobcats can't maintain possession. Puck comes out of the zone. Now back in, but at the half boards taken by the Yellow Jackets. Pass across the neutral zone, tipped by Tolkinen. Langlos gets hit. Puck goes to Davies. Davies to Tolkinen. Tolkinen, center ice to St. Denis. St. Denis looking to the backhand. Goes into the corner. Puts one defender off with the shoulder, but lost the puck. And it'll come back for the Yellow Jackets. St. Denis will come off. Harvey coming on. Into the neutral zone. Good play by Kellen Jones, knocking the puck away. Gives it to Langlos. Langlos off the boards to nobody. It's dumped in by AIC. Here's Curry in the corner. Has a couple men on him. Kellen Jones, though, takes the puck for him and slides it across to Harvey. Harvey in the middle of the ice. Looking for Kellen. Kellen in front of the Bobcat bench. Can't get a stick on it. Goes back to AIC, Matt Cassidy. Cassidy over the blue line. Looking for his winger. Taken away, though, by Harvey and cleared out. Samuels Thomas fires that one in deep, and the Bobcats will finish the change.
And you wonder if Petno did say something to his boys about stepping up the physicality. As he saw, St. Denis left his feet to try and hit the much bigger Olsen off the puck there in the corner. They definitely stepped up their physicality in the past few minutes here in this game.
Jason Popek took a shot from the top of the circle, and it was stopped by Gartig and covered up. So 6:31 to go. Bobcats out shooting AIC 20-9 on the unofficial scoreboard, but they trail the Yellow Jackets 1-0 with 6 minutes left in the period. Arndt and McMillan out the draw. Arndt wins it back. Hibbler has it behind the net. Hibbler towards the center of the ice. Gets poked. Van Brabeck couldn't get a stick on it. It comes all the way down to Meisner, and he covers it up.
Keep talking about a little bit of pressure on these defensemen. That puck went through Lubin's skates, and it almost ended up in a breakaway for the Bobcats. But to the surprise of Van Brabeck, he had the puck there, but he didn't realize it was going to come through to him, and it continues to slide in on Meisner.
So on the next whistle, we will have some more projections up for you from ABC on the election. Looks like Obama with some more of the states coming in, the newer states that we haven't had reports on yet. So we'll give you the update on the whistle. Arndt in the draw, gives it to Hibbler. Hibbler's shot is blocked. Puck comes out. Okay. Lauren Barron gets to it. Barron puts it towards the net, comes off to the side, played by Chikachi. Jeff Chikachi out of the zone, streaking towards the middle of the ice. Now to the left side, over the blue line. Couldn't get it past Barron. He's helped out, though, and now it comes out for the Bobcats. Barron towards the center of the ice, puts it too far in front of Arndt, and now an outlet pass for AIC. Here comes Pleskach with a wrist shot. Goes off the side of the net, almost hit the post. That was that rocket wrist shot that we saw on a couple of the highlight tapes that we watched from Pleskach.
We're going to get another undisciplined call against AIC, another slashing call. It looks like the AIC forward just slashes the stick out of Barron's hands, and it is It's
Pleskach.
And he had a great shot there. The reason that shot was so good was when he was taking that shot, Peak skated in front of Gartig and gave a little bit of a screen. That puck actually went at beat Gartig blocker side, but just wide of the net. Back on the power play, though.
Instead of running through the state results for you, Neil, we got a quick electoral vote recap.
Right now with Obama with the lead on Romney, 64-40 in the electoral vote category.
So the recent update from 33-3 for Romney to 64-40 for Obama. So we'll keep you posted there.
Back and forth the whole night.
Loose in front on the power play. Pekka looking for St. Denis. And again, just that short as the puck got deflected and didn't get to his stick. If it did, it would have been a goal.
Backdoor goal. St. Denis had the whole net to himself, but the puck couldn't get through.
Curry over the red line. Pass gets deflected. Lauren Barron will regroup. Barron tried to get it to Jones. Instead, it goes right to AIC. Into the zone. Wrist shot goes past Gartig, but goes over the net. Played there by Stephen Hoshaw. Hoshaw dumps it in, taken by Kellen Jones. Jones has been playing without his brother Connor for a few games here, and they looked like they went offsides. Then it was waved off, and then the whistle was blown for offsides. So again, miscommunication at the blue line cost the Bobcats.
And on the power play, they can't get out of their own way for some reason, and trying to set something up in the offensive zone, they get caught a step offsides. Big neutral zone face-off here now to see if they can set something up.
Langlos can't win the draw there, and it's cleared down to Gartig. Gartig settles it down. Under 5 minutes to go in the second. 1:10 on the power play for the Bobcats as they still look for their first power play goal of the year. It'd be nice to get one before you start ECAC play, but who knows when it's going to come. Samuels Thomas digging for that puck in the corner. Tries it with his skate. Now he helped out by Langlos. Tolkinen at the point. Tolkinen fakes the shot. Samuels Thomas at the circle. Pass to Tolkinen is deflected and cleared out.
Another situation, Samuels Thomas is trying to be a little bit too pretty with his passes. Just take that shot and fire it on net. They did have a screen in front from Langlos.
Samuels Thomas 3 times on that shift, had the puck and made a quick little pass backhand without looking at it and gave it right away. Langlos over the blue line to Lucic. Lucic to Samuels Thomas. Shot gets stopped by Meissner and cleared out to the glass. Samuels Thomas with 20 seconds on the power play. Down low to Langlos. Langlos to the point to Davies, to Tolkinen, looking towards the net. Instead, it gets deflected, and it'll be cleared out by AIC, and that will once again end the power play for the Bobcats without a goal.
And they had a chance there when Tolkinen got the puck at the blue line, but he just held on to it for a second too long, giving Puskar a chance to give him some pressure and clear that puck out of the zone.
So they came into tonight 0 for 24 on the power play, had 3 chances in the first period, and now I believe that's their second of the second period.
Yeah, we're at 0 for 29 now, and you just wonder when this streak is going to finally break. And I keep saying that you can't credit the power play for being good unless you get a goal, but they keep getting those chances. They're just missing by the slightest of margins.
So once again, goes by the boards, 0 for 29 on the power play. 22 shots to 10 for the Bobcats. They trail 1-0 with 3 minutes to go. Davies gets a stick on it. Out to the top of the circle to Janssen. Now it's deflected. Back for Arndt. Davies towards the slot to Curry. Curry up ice to Van Braben. Van Braben behind the net, fires it around the glass. Janssen gets to it, leaves it for Arndt. Goes right back to the Yellow Jackets. Played at the point by Dalhusen. Dalhusen to Arndt. Plays it with his foot. Gives it back to Dalhusen. Wrist shot on net. Gets tipped. Looked like Janssen got a stick on it and it went just wide.
And there's that tip in front they were looking for. That puck beat Meissner again and almost snuck in just inside the post.
Big hit by Van Braben. He's had a couple big hits, but nothing going as Dalhusen had 2 shots that both got blocked. Puck comes out in the middle of the ice. AIC in a line change. The shot fired on net. Knocked down by Gartig. 2:18 on the clock in the second period. Bobcats trail by a score of 1-0. Looking to even things up. Pekka in front of his own net. Helped out by Van Braben and Janssen, who are looking for line changes. Now they get one. Pekka pressuring behind the net. Comes out to Hoshaw. Hoshaw out of the zone, off the boards, chipped in, down the length of the ice. Barron plays it behind the net. Under 2 minutes to go in the period. Barron to St. Denis. He left the zone without the puck, and it comes back in behind Gartig. Gartig comes all the way around his net to play it, and shot gets fired on, and that's twice tonight that he's looked very weak coming around the net.
I don't think you realize how far around the boards that puck was going to go.
Kellen Jones looking towards the net. had a stick around his waist couldn't get the shot off. Now digging in the corner, picked up by AIC, and it'll be shot out by Steve Mille.
Almost a chance for Kellen there as Meisner came very far out of his net and left the whole thing open, but Kellen just couldn't get a stick on it.
Alex Barron out of the zone, down the middle of the ice. Now to St. Dennis, up to Kellen Jones. Jones leaves it for Pekka. Pekka has an outlet, shot off the crossbar and out to the corner. So Pekka again with a chance with a rocket of a shot, and the Bobcats cannot find it here. Chance for AIC 2-on-1. The puck hops over a stick and goes wide. Behind the net, picked up by Kellen Jones. Under a minute to go. Jones lost control of the puck. Regained, though, as Davies poked the pass away. Davies into the zone, off the boards, tried to send himself. Instead, it comes all the way back down. Gartig plays it.
Another great chance for that first line. They continue to build the chemistry, and Pekka misses by the slightest of margins, rocking the post.
Here's Rollheiser to Hibbler. Behind the net, in front, shot, and a save. Lucic with a rep from the slot. A great one-timer, and Lucic wanted that one bad.
You can see when he bends over after that one, screaming to himself there. The puck, I think, almost came up and got Meisner in the face there. Showing he's willing to make the save with just about any part of his body. So Meisner getting into that rhythm that we were talking about with the ASC play-by-play guy before the game. He's looking more and more confident as this game goes on.
Langlos in the draw with Mille. 26.2 to go. Won by AIC behind the net. They're looking to clear it. Backhand pass goes to Puskar. At the point, kept in by Curry. 15 on the clock. Samuels Thomas to Harvey, looking for Langlos. Now takes it behind the net. Trying to wrap it around. Stuffs it there with 8 on the clock. And it's stopped by Meisner and cleared out of the zone. And that will just about do it here for the second period. Dalhusen works it behind the net. And through 40 minutes here on election night, the Bobcats trail American International College by a score of 1-0 through 2 periods of play. 0 for 29 on the power play to start the season. The woes continue. We will be back in just a few with the second period intermission report. Talk about the power play, talk about Gartig, and a whole lot more, and another election update from Neil Rabin. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. Stay tuned here on the QBSN.
Ray and Mike's Deli, the deli destination for Quinnipiac athletics. Come and try the new Quickwich named for Hamden's own Jonathan Quick. Also the fan favorites, the irresistible Mac Daddy and Steak and Cheese. Come in before or after the game. Located at 3030 Whitney Ave. Cue cards are accepted. You're listening to the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network. Check us out at theqbsn.com for game recaps, previews, feature articles, and so much more. Your internet home for all things Quinnipiac athletics, theqbsn.com.
I'm Matthias Gauss, and you're listening to the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network, the exclusive home of Quinnipiac athletics. Make sure you stop by at our website at theqbsn.com.
Hello, all you Bobcat fans. This is John Alba of the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network, telling you to check out sportsfullcircle.com. Are you a fan of professional sports and collegiate sports alike? Then SFC is the place for you to check out daily editorials, columns, and breaking news about all of the sports world. Do you have interest in a career in sports writing or sports broadcasting? Sports Full Circle offers many opportunities to get involved with all types of content, ranging from blogging to podcasts. Anyone interested in applying for a spot at Sports Full Circle should contact John Alba at sportsfullcircle.com. That's JONALBA at sportsfullcircle.com. Or check out at Sports Full Circle with no S on Twitter. Visitors can also check out the exclusive QBSN page on Sports Full Circle, which links directly to all the tremendous content offered by the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network. So check out sportsfullcircle.com today. Not your average sports blog.
Hey, Quinnipiac Bobcat fans. This is Billy Mecca from the Bobcat Sports Network. Please join us this season at the TD Bank Sports Center for some excellent men's and women's basketball and ice hockey games. The TD Bank Sports Center is the best facility in college athletics as it features family-friendly seating, prices, dates, and times. Please call area code 203-582-3905 or visit QuinnipiacBobcats.com to order your tickets now. Go Bobcats. Peace.
Catch all of the exciting action for the Quinnipiac volleyball team exclusively here on the Quinnipiac Bobcats Sports Network. Make sure you also check out more game summaries and feature articles only at theqbsn.com.
You're listening to the Quinnipiac Bobcats Sports Network, the official flagship station for volleyball, field hockey, rugby, and men's and women's soccer. Saturday night is hockey night here on theqbsn.com. Tune in at the conclusion of every Saturday men's or women's hockey broadcast for Hockey Night in Hamden. Join QBSN's finest hockey broadcasters, writers, and analysts as they break down the weekend that was Quinnipiac ice hockey. Discussions, debate, arguments, and the occasional five for fisticuffs all in a one-hour program live at theqbsn.com. Want something debated during the program? Well, email us at hockeynightinhamden@gmail.com or tweet at HamdenHKY Night. When overtime just isn't enough, we've got your extra hockey. So join us at theqbsn.com Saturdays following the last hockey broadcast for Hockey Night in Hamden, your exclusive Quinnipiac ice hockey talk show.
Hey Bobcat fans, don't forget to go to www.theqbsn.com for live broadcasts, game stories, pictures, and more. TheQBSN.com offers you everything you need to know about the Bobcat teams you know and love. Again, go to TheQBSN.com, the online home for your favorite Quinnipiac sports.
Carano's Barbershop is Hamden's newest and most unique barbershop. It's a combination of both class and classic, with an old school feel, but a 21st century appeal. With reasonable prices, come on down for your next haircut. Located at 2460 Dixwell Avenue, right next to Tommy's Tanning. Make sure to like them on Facebook. Carano's Barbershop, where what's old is what's new.
This is Jack McDonald, Director of Athletics at Quinnipiac University. On behalf of all of our student-athletes, coaches, and parents, we are very grateful to the Quinnipiac Bobcats Sports Network for broadcasting all our games all over the world to our Bobcat fans. Thank you, QBSN.
Have you been waiting for a campus magazine just for Quinnipiac ladies? It is here. Her Campus is an online women's publication with over 100 university branches. Keep up with the latest news, campus celebrities, and helpful blogs just for you at www.hercampus.com/Quinnipiac. Again, it is www.hercampus.com/Quinnipiac.
QBSN, the flagship station for Bobcats soccer. Tune in live throughout the season as the Bobcats push for the Northeast Conference title.
From the outside, the TD Bank Sports Center screams excitement. Inside, it's even louder. It's another season of hard-hitting Quinnipiac ice hockey and red-hot basketball, side by side in one of college sports' most amazing venues for fans. Check the schedule and get your tickets at QuinnipiacBobcats.com. The Bobcats are making some noise this year. Are you? Yeah, game on.
Hey Bobcat fans, follow us on Twitter and Facebook for daily updates, reminders, and more from the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network, the online home for your favorite Quinnipiac sports.
Ray and Mike's Deli, the deli destination for Quinnipiac athletics. Come and try the new Quick Witch named for Hamden's own Jonathan Quick. Also the fan favorites, the irresistible Mac Daddy and Steak and Cheese. Come in before or after the game. Located at 3030 Whitney Ave. Cue cards are accepted. You're listening to the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network. Check us out at theqbsn.com for game recaps, previews, feature articles, and so much more. Your internet home for all things Quinnipiac Athletics, theqbsn.com.
I'm Matthias Gauss, and you're listening to the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network, the exclusive home of Quinnipiac Athletics. Make sure you stop by at our website at theqbsn.com.
Hello, all you Bobcat fans. This is John Alba of the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network, telling you to check out sportsfullcircle.com. Are you a fan of professional sports and collegiate sports alike? Then SFC is the place for you to check out daily editorials, columns, and breaking news about all of the career in sports writing or sports broadcasting. Sports Full Circle offers many opportunities to get involved with all types of content, ranging from blogging to podcasts. Anyone interested in applying for a spot at Sports Full Circle should contact John Alba at sportsfullcircle.com. That's Jon.
Welcome back here to the High Point Solutions Arena, TD Bank Sports Center. Nick Zerbinski and Neil Rabin alongside you here. QBSN broadcast of men's ice hockey here at Quinnipiac University. Bobcats rough first 40 minutes, trailing AIC 1-0. They have not been able to find the back of the net. They have not been able to convert on another power play. They are 0 for 28 to start the season. So, Neil, the power play has been an issue, but another thing that kind of caught our eye, some strange scheduled games early on in the season for the Bobcats. This is the second night already this year that they've been the only college hockey team other than their opponent playing on the night.
Yeah, and I don't want to rehash like one saying or you make excuses for a team or whatever, but looking at their schedule, first weekend opening night, you travel up to Maine. I'm from Maine. I've made that trip before from my town in Scarborough, which is like 2.5 hours from there to Orono. Going from Connecticut to Orono is a hike. So on that weekend, they faced Maine. We know they came out with a 2-1 victory, a huge victory at a tough place to play. But the next day, they come back here for an exhibition game at 4 o'clock. So they leave Orono at around 10:30 the earliest, you say, drive straight back here, and get back here as the sun's rising for the next day, and go play an exhibition game in which they, from what I heard, looked very sluggish the entire game. They lose 2-0. You can scratch that one. That one, though, it's an exhibition. Next weekend is Parents Weekend here. First night, they go out, they beat Robert Morris 4-0 on Saturday afternoon. The next day is the first day where they're the only team in college hockey playing against Robert Morris. They go out and you can say lay an egg, basically, lose the game 4-0, a game that they really had never showed that they really wanted to be a part of. Flash forward a few weekends, this past weekend you get to the Colgate game, where I mentioned it before, a non-conference game against a conference opponent at a neutral site in Cape Cod, a rink that only holds about 900, 1,000 fans, and they don't show up for that game either. 5-1, they lose to Colgate. So in those 3 games alone, you combine to lose 9-1 all 3 games. And then tonight, we are once again the only team in college hockey playing against AIC, which on paper we said before the game, Quinnipiac should win this game. They won 11 straight against AIC. They're 26-11-2 overall against them, and they're clearly the better team on paper, but they just haven't showed up tonight. And you wonder, you can't make excuses, but you wonder what is said in the locker room right now going into this third period about how they can bounce back in this game, but maybe oddly scheduled, but it's still there. You still got to show up. You still got to play. You still got to put the puck in the net. Because if they lose the game tonight, I wonder what that does for your confidence when you got Colgate and Cornell coming in here this weekend for those first weekend of conference play. And those are 2 good teams. Colgate just thrashed you 5-1 last weekend. Cornell's number 4 in the nation. Their goaltender's got a 1.22 goals against average. It's not going to be easy this weekend. They really got to come back and bounce back this third period and see if they can find a way to beat Ben Meisner, who's looked very solid for AIC all night.
And, ideally, what you would want to see happen ideally as a Bobcat fan, as a Bobcat supporter, as anyone on the Quinnipiac side, is they come out now, they answer early in the third, they battle in the third, and come out with a win. 2-1, 3-1, whatever the score, come out with a win and answer here in the third period. And then you go next weekend and you get revenge on Colgate. It's a big thing we talked about earlier today that they get Colgate early, because now that they have Colgate coming off of that 5-1 loss in Cape Cod, it's something where you can answer and you still have that fresh in your mind of that defeat. And you get 2 wins, and then you come to Cornell. Cornell comes in here, number 4 in the country, and you say, you know what? You're going to battle. And if you lose to the number 4 team in the country, it's about as good of a loss as you're going to get, as long as you come out and play well. If you come out and get beat 4-0 and play one of your worst games of the year, then you have to think of what could have happened. But if you play well and you play strong and you get beat 2-1, 3-2, then you're happy with the weekend.
Yeah, and in that situation, you win 2 out of 3 games. The issue for the Bobcats right now is we talked about the power play, but it really isn't just the power play. It's their offense altogether. They're only averaging 1.8 goals a game, and tonight they're being shut out right now. They haven't scored a forced period goal all season, and what that can do for a team is it's indescribable, really. It gives you a different confidence knowing that you can go into the locker room after the first period with the lead, as opposed to being behind and knowing that, once again, we have to come back again tonight to find a way to grind this one out. So nothing you can do about the first period tonight, but know now going into the third period, hey, if we keep forechecking against AIC, they've shown that they're going to take penalties. This is the same thing that they did last weekend when they had 7 minors against them against RIT. You're going to get chances on the power play. Don't erase the streak from your mind. Find a way to tie this game up early if you can. Get some pressure on Meisner. Get some pressure on these defensemen that have shown that they are going to turn the puck over when there's guys forechecking against them.
This is the Bobcats and Yellow Jackets take the ice to get ready for the third period. We'll give a quick election update, and the first few votes are in for the Connecticut Senator race. Chris Murphy with an early lead over Linda McMahon, 89% to 10%, but again, that is less than 5% of the votes in, so very, very early on. That'll be going all throughout the night, and the most recent update in the presidential voting in the electoral votes, 64 to 56 for Obama, currently leading Mitt Romney. And those battleground states we talked about, the big state, Florida, with 29 electoral votes. Mitt Romney currently with a lead of less than 9,000 individual votes.
It's going to be tight.
It's one of those things where you see it coming down to the wire, and you see there's going to be a lot of discussion all night long, after we're out of here for this game. So now back to the third period of action. Bobcats and Yellow Jackets. AIC wins the face-off as Quinnipiac will look to draw even here in the third. That one comes up into the netting and will, I believe, stay outside the zone as it went off an AIC stick.
And I just want to say before we really get this third period going that if you're in that Yellow Jackets locker room, you've struggled so far this season. You know that. You've given up a lot of shots. You're off to a 2-4-1 start this year. But if you play solid this third period and are able to upset Quinnipiac in their building, this is a huge win that could really put some momentum together for their season.
Del Houston behind the net. Streaking out of the zone comes Pekka. Leaves it for Dalsey. Del Houston up to St. Dennis. Chips it in the zone. Almost went on net. That could have been one of those ugly goals you were talking about, but played down in front by Lubin. Coming into the zone now is John Pusgar. He has been very quiet tonight, as has the rest of that first line, Peak and Pluskatch. Tolkinen has it behind the net for Quinnipiac. Over to St. Dennis. Can't find Pekka. Instead, it's picked up by Mealy. Tipped on net by Pluskatch, and that comes wide behind the net. Pluskatch battling with Tolkinen. Davies and Mealy go there behind the net. Both go down. Puck goes over to Pluskatch. Pluskatch leaves it for Mealy. To the point, knocked in deep by Chikachi. Jeff Chikachi can't get it from St. Dennis. Over to Kellen Jones. Kellen Jones looking to the blue line, gets over the blue line at the top of the circle. Jones kicked it with his skate but missed it. Goes behind the net. Harvey can't get a stick on it, and it'll come out to AIC. Good hustle there by Harvey, though, to knock it away, get to it, over the blue line to Alex Barron. Barron to Harvey. Behind the net, Samuels Thomas. Towards his backhand, looking to the front of the net, turns around, fires a wrist shot, and it's knocked down and gloved by Meisner, and that one hit him and went into his leg pad.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about before the game, where JST has or Jordan Samuels Thomas, I'm always used to calling him JST now, has a huge body. If he just uses it, he puck controlled himself. He showed good puck control there, getting by the AIC defender, turn around for a good shot on net, catching Meisner a little bit off guard.
Curry shot off the face-off win, gets tipped, it goes high. Samuels Thomas gives it to Harvey. Harvey to Dalhusen. Slap shot, kick save by Meisner. Comes out to the top of the circle. Good pressure by the Harvey Langlow Samuels Thomas line. Curry dumps the puck back in from the neutral zone. The Bobcats will get a line change. Played behind the net by Nick Campanelli. Campanelli gives it over to his defensive partner. Now Hoshaw has it back to Campanelli. Campanelli at the half boards. Looking across ice, gives it there. And over the red line and dumped in by McMillan.
Dalhusen got thrown into the boards there when he's trying to set a hip check on that guy.
Lucic plays it in the zone. Langlow's trying to get to it. Langlow's back onto the ice. I'm not sure if he ever got the change. Now he's going to come off and get it. Out of the zone come the Yellow Jackets. 2-on-2. Arndt comes back on D to help out. Behind the net, played by Brandon Fagerheim. Lucic at the half boards. Backhand gets kept in at the blue line by Shikachi. That comes off the dasher behind the net. They cycle it off the skate as Fagerheim goes down. Keeps possession in the corner. Still working to get it away from Davies. The half boards towards the front of the net. Fagerheim held up there by Davies. Absolutely could have been a penalty. Davies gets away with a hold. Lucic out of the zone, off the boards. Lucic flying down the left side, now lost control of it, and it comes back out of the zone. Lucic gets pulled down, hands in the air, wants a call. He's not going to get it. Puck comes deep into the Bobcats' end. Gartig plays it for Lauren Barron. Barron behind the net. 16:45 to go in the third. 1-0 AIC. Barron in the corner, has his brother behind the net. Instead fires it high off the glass. Soren Janssen. Janssen tried to flip it ahead for Arndt. Put it too far ahead. Puck comes to the blue line and out.
Another case there where the pass just misses the tip of the stick. Almost a good chance for Arndt and on net.
16:20 to go. Dumped into the zone by Peak. Behind the net, played by Gartig. Up the boards to Barron. Barron to Van Brabant. Pokes that one ahead to Pekka. Big hit on Van Brabant, but Pekka has the puck. Now lost it in the offensive end. Picked up by Janssen. Chipped away from him at the half boards. And cleared out by AIC. John Puskar gets pulled down by St. Denis. Both players on the ice. No call there. Dalhusen at the red line. Fires that one from outside the zone. Blocker save. And up into the netting. Meisner, another blocker stop.
You see Meisner once again coming out of that net. Dalhusen trying to catch Meisner, I think, a little bit off guard. Meisner still comes out. Good 5 strides out of the crease to put his blocker on that one and tip it up into the net to get a face-off in his zone.
Pekka on the draw. Wins it forward, but it'll go right to the stick of Jake Williams for AIC. Williams tries to clear it out. Kept in by Dalhusen with the glove. Plays it towards St. Denis. He can't get to it, and it'll be a high stick call on Kellen Jones. Puck will come down to the offensive end for AIC with 15:42 to go.
Quinnipiac's got some good legs so far this period, but AIC has been very solid so far as well. Dumping the puck in, making the Quinnipiac defensemen turn and chase into their corners before they can break it out.
Face-off won by the Yellow Jackets. Picked up in the corner by Steve Mealy. Out front, Slewinski towards Olsen at the point. Shot gets blocked into the corner. Pekka fires it around to St. Denis. St. Denis settles it down, puts it backhand off the board to Kellen Jones. Jones can't control it, out to the middle of the ice. St. Denis hustling towards it, but doesn't get to it. It's chipped into the zone by Mealy and behind the net. Curry picks it up, 15 minutes to go. Curry off the boards to Harvey. Harvey flips it ahead of Langlos. Langlos off the boards, coming into the zone. Picked up by Harvey. Out front, shot whiffed by Samuels Thomas. He had a chance for the one-timer and couldn't get it.
If he had corralled that puck and put it back towards the slot, Langlos was streaking hard towards the net.
Puck turned over, now in front. Langlos again whiffed on it. The puck jumped over his stick. So Langlos and Samuels Thomas and Harvey having a very good game with that line tonight. Puck comes up high towards the glass, stays in the arena, and played by Davies. Langlos loses an edge, but stays on his feet. Shot towards the net, goes wide to the left. Good play there by David Gandera to get it out of the zone. Davies can't get the hit on Popek. Popek in at the half boards. on the backhand now. Looking to fire into the corner. Good handle by Popek. Leaves it there for Gandera. Picked up now in the middle of the circle. Now to the point to Lubin. Lubin fakes the shot. Goes towards the sideboards. Shot on net now. Saved by Gartig. Puck battled for in the corner. Langlos can't get to it. Out to the point. Fired in by Chikachi. Behind the net to Fagerheim. He lost the puck. Samuels Thomas picks it up out of the zone. He's getting one arm pulled away from him. He's still getting pulled at. And the whole Quinnipiac bench wanted to call. They're not going to get anything. Toward the net comes the puck. Gartig covers up, and it's been very quiet in this building. Tuesday night crowd, not a very good crowd, and you can tell that it's having an effect on the ice. That the tempo is very, very low.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stick work so far this period, but it's good to see that both the officials have been consistent. They're letting the teams really play out this third period. No calls yet on either side.
It's one of those, it's almost, you could call it a lazy game. There's a shot, save, blocked in front by Arndt. He didn't even know he blocked it. He was down on the ice. Another block there by Lucic. So 2 big blocks on a net that was practically empty. Gartig was obstructed and down in front. Arndt at his own blue line, out of the zone, towards the red line, now over the offensive zone blue line. Shot short side, stopped. Looks like the weak spot is short side for Meisner, but they haven't been able to beat him. Meisner gets taken down in front of the net, and the puck is iced by AIC. Meisner is down with a blocker over his head, and hopefully, for what it's worth, he's okay.
Yeah, and you see the AIC captain now going over to talk to the official, but there's no call coming here. I didn't see how he went down. I just heard him go down hard, and you could see his head snap back pretty bad. He looks like a little bit shaken up right now.
Yeah, and I didn't see how he went down. You just saw him on the ground. You heard him go down, and he looks a little bit woozy, but he should be okay as he's on one knee in front of his own crease. 13 minutes to go in the third. The Bobcats trail 1-0, and now, an injury is an injury, but he is shaken up. You need to try to get a puck to the net quick.
Yeah, and now it's one of those situations where the guy gets taken out behind the play with the officials' backs to him, so really no one in the building really saw how he went down there.
Dow Houston at the blue line fires it towards the net, and it's blocked by Hoshaw. Gets cleared right out of the zone, but it stays in the offensive zone for the face-off because it came up into the seats. So, sometimes you'd see the coach call a timeout here and make sure the goaltender is okay. You're going to keep him in and keep it play going here as Pekka will take the face-off and Meisner will stay in the crease.
Yeah, you see him trying to shake it off right now. He keeps shaking his head back and forth, trying to keep going in this game because he's playing very well so far.
Hoshaw puts it up the boards to Porter. Porter, the game's only goal scorer of the night, fires it across the ice into the corner. Played there by Curry, now taken out by Pekka. Pekka over the blue line, tried to fire it across the ice. It's caught in someone's pads. Dalhusen picks it up, throws it on net. Meisner with another blocker stop, covers it up. 12:37 to go.
Sprays Meisner with stopping right in front of him to get a little spray in his face, trying to get under Meisner's skin, you could say, a little bit with that one.
So each team with 4 shots here in the third period. It's been, shooting-wise, all Bobcats, but AIC with the only goal of the night. Langlos in the corner. Looking towards the net. Wrist shot save. Rebound. Played in front. Knocked out to the point. Slap shot goes wide. A rip from Davies. Couldn't get it on net. Tolkinen came out of the zone. Didn't play it in until they have to regroup. 12:18 to go. Davies up to the red line to Harvey. Chip pass to Langlos. Langlos in the slot. Wrist shot. Another save by Meisner. I guess he's all right. Langlos looking to jump in front of the net. Can't keep the puck with him, and it comes out of the zone. Played by the Yellow Jackets. 2-on-2 chance. Taken there by Harvey. Harvey behind the net. Cassidy picks it up. Hit by Langlos. Picked up by Tolkinen, but he lost it there. Good job by Harvey. Or by Cassidy. Cassidy and Langlos going at it in the corner. Cassidy comes out with it. Backhand towards the net. Is poked away by Davies and cleared out of the zone. Fired back in by Lubin. Played behind the net by Gartig. AIC in the middle of a change. Tolkinen in no hurry to get it out of the zone. Now fires it to Van Brabant. And it goes down the length of the ice. 11:30 to go. 1-0 AIC. Puck comes out. Played at the red line by Alex Barron. Samuels Thomas couldn't put a stick on it because he was still in the zone offsides. Van Brabant in his own blue line to Lauren Barron. Lauren Barron to Samuels Thomas. He tips it down. Knocks it into the zone. Picked up by Lubin. Lubin towards his partner. Van Brabant puts a big hit there but didn't go for the puck. Here's Van Brabant. A good play by Samuels Thomas to keep the puck in the zone. Van Brabant, backhand, looking for the net. Now to his forehand, curls back to the backhand. Leaves it at the half boards to Barron. Barron with a shot, short side, goes wide. Here's his brother Alex. To Samuels Thomas, to Van Brabant with a wrist shot just wide, glove side. And the Bobcats still struggling to hit the net when they have those chances. A couple big ones go literally by the boards.
And they're getting the screens in front with possibility for tips, and Meisner has been beaten a few times, but the puck is just sliding by the post each time.
Alex Barron behind the net. 10:30 on the clock. Bobcats looking for something here. Barron tried to fire it across the middle. He got a good bounce. Puck goes right to Kellen Jones. Jones can't handle it. Comes back out. Alex Barron regroups. Barron over to his partner Dalhusen. Dalhusen tried to go up the boards to St. Denis. He did, but St. Denis gives it right away to Jake Williams. Williams fires that across the ice. Dalhusen chips it with a backhand. And it's picked up now by Kellen Jones. Jones settling things down at the top of the circle towards Pekka. Pekka over the red line. Tips it into the zone. Uses the speed. He'll get to it first in the corner. He continues to dig through behind the net. Leaves it there for Jones. Instead, it comes back to Pekka. Pekka handles it with his glove as he was down on the ice, but couldn't get up in time. Dalhusen with a great play. Keeps it on the line with a glove. Shot on net, save, and it's covered by Meisner. Great play by Mike Dalhusen at the blue line.
Yeah, great job by him keeping that puck in just inside the zone. Then having the awareness to take it 2 steps in, get it a good shot low and hard in on Meisner, but Meisner's shown the strong ability to not give up any rebounds tonight as he was able to hold on to that one and get a face-off in his defensive zone.
Harvey, Langlos, Lucic, Dalhusen, and Curry out there for the Bobcats. 9:40 to go. Face-off one clean by Langlos, so clean that it went right past Dalhusen. Into their own zone, Dalhusen to Curry. Curry to Harvey, pressured quickly. Langlos into the offensive zone. Wrist shot on net, save, rebound by Langlos. Langlos to Lucic, gives it to Langlos, wraps it around, shot on the goal line, doesn't go in. Curry the rebound is blocked and picked up by Langlos. What a chance for the Bobcats. Again, can't get a bounce. Dalhusen's shot gets blocked wide. Cleared against the boards and will come out for AIC. The Bobcats just short again.
And that puck was sliding in for Langlos, and the AIC defender got that at the last possible second and cleared that puck out of the zone.
Harvey coming out of the zone. 9 minutes to go now in the period. Pass gets blocked away and picked up by Leitner. Leitner leaves it in the middle. Shot towards the net. Rebound, scores! What a play by AIC, and that may be the straw that breaks the camel's back. 1-0 all the way. Bobcats still fighting, and then strike from AIC. It was Leitner into the zone, left it for Cassidy in the slot, gave it to Porter, who slid it right back to Cassidy. It was a very, very well set up goal. Great job by AIC, and it's 2-0 Bobcats. 2-0 Yellow Jackets.
And not much Gartic can really do there. Great passing to set up that open chance. And it's just frustrating for the Bobcats. You create all this pressure in the offensive zone, and as soon as AIC goes back down the other end, they put together this play, and the puck ends up back in the net. Now you're down 2-0 with under 9 minutes to go in the period.
I think Zach Curry went and asked the referees if they could review the Bobcats' chance down there when the puck slid towards the goal line. It wasn't even close from where we saw.
From where we saw, they were, I think, 2 inches of, you see the blue crease between the puck and the goal line. And it was a chance that was sliding in, but I believe it was Steve Mealy, number 29 for AIC, who got his stick there, and he pulled it out of basically out of the net, you could say, and cleared the puck out of the zone.
What that is veteran gamesmanship by Rand Pecknold. It's everyone in the building knows that puck didn't go in down in the AIC end. AIC comes down and scores right off of it. Pecknold, I promise you, Pecknold knows that puck didn't go in. He's using this as, hey, go review that goal. Now he gets a timeout without using his timeout, coming out, regroup the team, and he's basically creating an extra timeout for himself, and they're going to come out and figure out that it was not a goal, so they're all set.
Yeah,
so that's really what they used it for.
Yeah, and you see him walking up and down the bench over every one of his players' heads, saying something. You can't hear up here what he is saying, but he's trying to light a fire underneath them that, hey, this game, like you guys we're supposed to show up for this game. Doesn't matter if on paper you're supposed to beat them. You're down 2-0 right now. You got to find a way to put something in the back of the net.
So the Bobcats need to answer here, and you can see I'm not sure what they're cheering. That was not.
I think that our fan section is confused and thinks that they're talking about the goal that the AIC just scored, as it was they made a signal to wave it off, but I feel like the refs were making a signal towards the Quinnipiac goal that we were talking about before. The Quinnipiac cheerleaders are going a little bit crazy right now with this. They haven't put up the second goal yet for AIC, so we don't really know what's going on at this moment. They have lined up at center ice for a faceoff. It is now 2-0. I'm not sure why the student section erupted there, because the signal for no goal, I believe, was towards Langlois's.
Right. No one except for us and Pecknell knew they were reviewing the Quinnipiac chants, and it was announced by the public address announcer the review is no goal, but they weren't reviewing the goal that happened, and the scoreboard operator took the goal off the board. For what it's worth, it's 2-0, and the student section just wasn't aware. Neither was anyone else in the building, I guess, except for us.
Yeah.
And Brian Farrell, to his credit, came up and said, "What is going on?" They clearly were looking at Langlois. So, the people that know. The people that didn't know.
We got a better angle, too, though, you can say.
Correct.
We have a better angle down towards the goal line. So.
Right. So, 8.5 minutes to go. 2-0 AIC. Tolkinen shot, saved by Meisner. And now a little bit of energy in the building, as maybe it's false energy, but it's energy. In the slot, puck poked away by Davies. Goes to Adam Pleskach. Half boards now played. Davies couldn't keep it in with his leg, and it comes out. Under 8 minutes to go. Gartig out to the circle to play it. Leaves it for Tolkinen. Tolkinen gives it up the ice to Pekka. Pekka gets hit, but gets it to Colin Jones. Jones thought Pekka was going to keep going in, and he got held up. So back to AIC. Out of the zone for Williams. Williams up the ice, and Slewinski couldn't get a stick on it. It looked like it was going to go for icing. It got waved off.
You heard him. You heard the linesman say icing, and then Gartig went back there and played the puck because it looked like AIC had got a stick on it. A little bit of confusion there about what was actually going on, icing or not.
Pekka looking to make that one not matter, and he gets taken away. Out of the zone comes AIC. Player gets taken down in the middle of the ice, but it was not an infraction according to the referees.
That looked like more of a tripping over his own feet there at that point, too. So good. I would say good non-call by the officials there. They really put their whistles away this third period, let the two teams play.
They're showing election updates on the scoreboard. The crowd reacting more to the election updates than they have to anything that's happened the whole game. Alex Barron in his own zone. Plays it to Lauren. Lauren Barron to Kellen Jones. Jones crossing over, tried to find Pekka. He got it taken away. Back into the Bobcats' end. Alex to Lauren. Lauren Barron's pass is deflected and back in for AIC. Here's another chance, a 3-on-2. Looking over the net. Good back check by Ben Arndt. Arndt and Kellen Jones coming out of the zone, 2-on-2. Arndt shots towards the net, stopped by Meisner, and it's going up into the netting for a whistle, so an offensive zone draw. 6:29 to go. Bobcats once again doubling up their opponents in shots and have not scored.
Yeah, and you made note of how the crowd reacts more to the election updates on the scoreboard. We can easily say that there are more important things tonight than a hockey game, a non-conference game, if that. But at the same time, for the Bobcats hockey, ooh.
Well, not to cut you off, Neil, but Dalhusen, that may have been tipped in front, but Dalhusen took a rip right off the faceoff, went right into the top corner, so the Bobcats have struck back at least once here and made it 2-1. So it was almost saying, hey, Neil, this is more important. We're going to score right here.
And the noise I made it, too. I was shocked because that puck, Dalhusen got it up in just above the circle, fired it, looked like it hit a stick or something, and Meisner was caught off guard as it went just over his left shoulder and beat him glove side. So maybe that's the fire that Quinnipiac needs to tie this game up here in the third period.
Yeah, it was a very low shot. It ended up in the top corner, so it had to hit something. Lucic tries to get it in the zone. Langlois was offside. They regroup and come back and get it. So the Bobcats with a little bit of life. Let's go Bobcats, the chant from the small but spirited student section. 6:07 to go in the third. Bobcats now trail 2-1.
And as I was saying before, yes, there is more important things tonight going on than a hockey game with the election. But from the Quinnipiac Bobcats men's hockey team perspective, this is a big game for them. They have to build some momentum going into a big conference weekend this weekend when they face Colgate and Cornell, both here at home.
Langlois lost the face-off. Jordan Samuels-Thomas gets credit for the goal as he got a stick or a body part on it. So his second goal here with the Bobcats. First one of the night. Dalhusen with the assist. Samuels Thomas with the goal. 5:48 to go. Bobcats looking to even things up here. Hibbler pokes that one behind the net, keeps it, gives it back to Harvey. Harvey under the referee's skates towards the point. It's Tolkinen. Shot on net, gets blocked by his own player and cleared out of the zone. So the Bobcats putting some more pressure forward. Here's Davies looking to catch him in a slight change. Davies towards Langlos. Back to Davies. Wrist shot off the crossbar and comes back out, and the crowd is into it now. They wanted that one as that one rung the bar. 5:18 to go. Gartig behind his own net playing the puck. Leaves that one for Davies, but it goes off his skate into the corner. Davies and Langlos battling there for the puck. It's pinned against the boards. Tolkinen now there to help out. AIC, though, still comes out with it. Good job by Davies poking that one forward. Gives it to Kellen Jones. Jones loses control, and back for the Yellow Jackets. They dump it in. Under 5 minutes to go in the third period. The Bobcats have injected some life into this place and into themselves, trying to come here and even things up. The goal from Samuels Thomas for Dalhusen as the Bobcats get caught with an icing.
And that's the third post they've hit tonight. 2 posts and a crossbar. That's hockey, though, as many people will say. It's a very unforgiving sport, and you always joke about how, what if the net was maybe 1 inch bigger vertically or horizontally, what would be? But Bobcats unlucky there, showing that this goal has brought some life into them, putting more pressure on Meisner.
And Dalhusen tried to get the draw forward on the wing side. He couldn't. St. Denis, though, clears it out to Kellen Jones. Jones has it chipped away. He looked a bit off tonight coming through the neutral zone. Davies behind the net. 4:30 to go. Davies looking for Kellen Jones. That one comes up. He tips it down, and he's going to race for it into the zone. Not going to get to it as it's won there by AIC. Out of the neutral zone comes Pleskash. We haven't said his name too much tonight as both goals coming from the the second line for Porter and then the fourth line for Cassidy. Dalhusen with a shot. Kick save into the netting. So an offensive zone chance. 4:08 to go. And an update from the Connecticut Senate race. Chris Murphy in that highly fought Senate battle with Linda McMahon has come out on top. So Linda McMahon does not win that spot after all the campaigns and the ads that were much talked about in the news. Chris Murphy defeats Linda McMahon in the Connecticut Senate race for the open Senate seat. So there's your Connecticut Senate update. Samuels Thomas toward the net. Van Braben shot gets knocked away by Meisner. Another great chance for Bryce Van Braben. Towards the blue line now. Out comes AIC at the red line. Into the offensive end for the Yellow Jackets comes Porter. He's scored once tonight. He's worked off the puck by Lauren Barron. Picked up by Alex and given to Ben Arndt. Arndt to Samuels Thomas. Deep into the zone. Wraps around on the boards. Comes up to the top of the circle. Played by Van Braben to Arndt. Arndt in the corner. Behind the net to JST. Samuels Thomas leaves it for Alex Barron. Barron behind the net now. Looking towards the point. To his brother Lauren. To Samuels Thomas. Shot. Tipped in front. Rebound is loose. The puck is jammed in front. And the crowd goes nuts. The light comes on. The referee blows the whistle. This one's going to have to be reviewed as the referee vehemently said no goal. Every player on the ice reacted as if it was a goal. The stands reacted like it was a goal.
Meisner went down. The shot came through. The puck was loose in between his legs as a Quinnipiac player was slamming on the doorstep, trying to slam that puck through. I'm not sure the referee is going to say that he blew the whistle and called the play dead before the puck crossed the line or what the situation is here. Both captains are now meeting with the officials. Key to that play that will go unnoticed is the Bobcats actually had basically an advantage there as one of the AIC defenders had a broken stick, but he got a new one from the forward. In the sense, it was basically a power play almost, you could say, for the Bobcats as one of the AIC players was out there defending without a stick. Then it looks like they're going to stick with a no-goal call.
So not even a review.
I think it's because he says he's going to blow the whistle.
So no review, 3:20 to go. The Bobcats were that close to it and cannot get that game-tying goal. Langlos knocks it down with his glove, so they're going to need to find another way. Harvey to Dalhusen, slap shot off the glove in front and almost knocked out, kept in by Curry. Good keep by the captain. Puck behind the net, knocked down by Lucic. Lucic diving for it to get it towards the front. He does, but right to AIC. 3 minutes to go. Bobcats still trail 2-1. Dalhusen Can't find that one. It goes to Curry. Curry up to Dalhusen at the blue line. Pulls it around. Great move to get around one defender. Harvey chips it into the zone. Lucic and Harvey racing forward in the corner. Lucic's going to get to it. No, he got fought off the puck by the defender. Cleared to the blue line. Davies knocks it down to Langlos. Langlos into the corner. Lucic can't get to it. Davies has it on the other side. Davies looking towards the net. Whiffs once. Now puts it in deep off the boards. Lucic in the corner. Hoshaw wins that battle. Lucic and Hoshaw both on the ground. And the puck now picked up by Blake Peak. Hoshaw has shoved Lucic 3 times, keeping him down on the ice, and no penalty call.
Yeah,
Barron.
Lucic pulled him down afterwards, so.
And they say cover, someone on AIC cover the puck or close their hand on the puck, so that's going to be an offensive zone chance for the Bobcats. 2:09 to go. They've outshot AIC unofficially 39-17, but they trail 2-1.
That non-goal call has brought some more life into this Bobcats team and crowd tonight. See what they can do with the final 2 minutes of the game here.
Jones with a good poke to keep the puck in the zone. Pekka looking behind the net, has St. Denis. St. Denis towards Jones in front, gets knocked down and cleared out of the zone by AIC. Look for Gartig to come out of the net at some point. St. Denis over the blue line. Has it, looking to leave it for Jones, now takes it in towards the net, lost it in the corner, and it's cleared high off the glass, knocked down by Curry. Curry puts that one past Lubin in the corner. Lubin regroups, knocks it towards the blue line. Curry keeps it in, backhands it on net, bounces in front, still loose in front, played out by Meisner. Heads up play by Meisner, controlled it, kept the clock running. Dalhusen to Curry. Curry to St. Denis. St. Denis looking for Kellen Jones, streaking to the net. Almost found him, the puck bounced up high. St. Denis loses an edge, can't get to it. Out of the zone comes Blake Peak. Peak puts it by Barron. Dalhusen racing for it. He'll get to it with 1:12 to go. Van Braben out of the zone. Kellen Jones coming up with him. Van Braben over the blue line. Has Jones trailing. Leaves it for him. Gartig leaves the net. 1 minute to play in the third period. Bobcats trail by a goal, and the net is empty. Davies, slap shot. Blocked. Pleskach clears it out with 53 seconds to go. Racing for the puck now. Davies will get to it first. Pokes it off the boards. AIC now controls. Is pinned against the boards. Every player on the Bobcats fighting for it, and they finally come out with it. Samuels Thomas leaves it for Davies. 40 seconds left. Can they do it here? The power play is 0 for 28. Can they score with an extra man? Out of the zone, Lauren Barron. 30 seconds to go.
The Bobcats haven't got control of the puck really in this last 2 minutes at all.
Van Braben up to Davies. He gets hooked and pulled down, and no penalty call. That was as blatant as a hook as you're going to get. And now walking into the zone, a shot goes just wide. 15 seconds to go. Hibbler firing it, try to get it down the ice. It stays in the zone, flipped across the zone. 8 seconds to go, puck behind the net, and that will just about do it. AIC is going to come in here on election night and take out the Bobcats. A struggling American International team comes out with a 2-1 win over Quinnipiac, and the worst possible thing that could happen before ECAC play has happened.
And you just wonder now, you got Wednesday and Thursday to try and regroup, refocus, watch the film, work on things in practice, try and gear up for a huge weekend this weekend with Colgate and Cornell coming here. And you just wonder if Quinnipiac will find a way to get over or get through these offensive struggles, I would say. Another night where they produce a number of shots on net, 39 the unofficial total tonight, but they can only find the back of the net once.
Unofficially, you said 39-17. Another good performance shot-wise for the Bobcats, but we saw against Robert Morris, 40-plus shots, couldn't score a goal. 39 shots here, only scored once. Now, maybe they scored twice. That play wasn't reviewed, and that was what brought some life into this building after 59 minutes of play. 53 minutes of play, and they finally got some life in here because the goal was nullified, and who knows if it was in or not. It's all irrelevant now, but the Bobcats needed to come out and play better than they did tonight.
And if you're Coach Becknold, obviously you go in the locker room and every player on your team is wondering if the whistle is blown too soon for that play or whatever. If I'm him, I say to the team, listen, that play happened, it's over. 15 minutes from now, you forget about it. You forget about everything that's happened this season. You have to find a way to say to your team that this is a brand new, fresh start this weekend. Everything that's happened, you haven't played a conference game yet. Keep in mind that. So they are 0-0 in conference play right now. So this weekend is the perfect opportunity for them to start off maybe a new segment of their season, you could say, with two big teams coming in here to maybe try and knock off one or both of them would be huge for this season.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you look at it and say, all right, you play non-conference, and realistically, the way the NCAA hockey tournament works, you're not making the tournament based on your non-conference schedule if you don't do very, very well in the conference, in the ECAC. You're just not. It's not how it's going to work. So you could go undefeated non-conference and not do well in the ECAC, and you won't make the tournament.
In the beginning of the year, we obviously talked about the win at Maine. It was a huge win at the time to go up to a place like the Alphon Arena and beat a program that has so much history. And at that time, you could say, you know what, if this team was able to have a huge year and beat like a Cornell or something like that, it would come down to they had a chance to get an at-large bid. At this point, none of that matters, especially in the pairwise, especially after losing to a team like American International tonight. It's going to come down to how this team plays in conference play. And like I just said before, right now their record in conference play for the season is 0-0. Nothing's happened yet. They really haven't had a chance to even do anything. So this weekend is the perfect fresh start, you could say, to try and forget about all their woes on the power play and build off of what they've done well so far this season. And that's what, with only giving up 2 goals tonight, even though guard tech looked a little bit shaky at times, they've been very solid defensively. Build off of that, try and work a few new things offensively to try and find a way to get the puck in the back of the net, and this team could really take off.
Yeah, and that's what ECAC hockey is. It's physical, it's defensive, and that's what it's come down to in the playoffs, late in the year for playoff seeding. That's what matters. Right now, as you said, you look at the non-conference and you say, you know what? You had a lot to gain in non-conference, but you didn't lose anything. You lost nothing. It's a couple injuries, no major injuries. You came out of non-conference with a couple good wins on the road at Maine, here at against Robert Morris, a couple good wins, and yeah, a couple bad losses. But guess what? Your 3-1 record right now, completely irrelevant. Next weekend, the only record that matters is 0-0, taking on Colgate, and you want to get the first win. Out of the 8 ECAC teams that have played games so far, 5 of them have lost already 1 game in conference. So if you come out of the weekend 2-0, especially with a win over a number 4 ranked team in the country, this game against AIC is nothing. Literally, you'll look back at that and laugh about it. So that's really what matters most for this team. And saying Connor Jones comes back, you're thinking maybe he comes back for conference play this weekend. So saying Connor Jones comes back, saying you have Jones, and Pekka, you have all the lines you started with in the season, what do you expect from this team this weekend?
This weekend, you're hoping that how Hartsel played against Colgate this past weekend in the Cape Cod Classic, you're hoping that was just a fluke, you could say, because he's been phenomenal so far this season, and you need him to continue to be that way this weekend. As you had just noted, how in the ECAC it does come down to defense, it comes down to goaltending. Right now it may be early, but 4 of the top 6 goaltending goals against average in the country are ECAC goalies. So you need to, at Pecknell, talk to him and say, you know what, reassure him, you're our guy. We're going to go as far as you're going to take us this season, and it starts this weekend in 2 big games against, first off, the team that knocked us out of the playoffs last year, second, the number 4 team in the nation. Shifting gears offensively to Connor, you wonder what the extent to that injury really was and how long it'll take him to get back into the swing of things on the ice. You're hoping that by him coming back, though, it'll bring that spark, knowing that your top scorer is back in the offense. You can put that line back together, even though they did struggle when Connor was here at the beginning of the year. But maybe that spark, maybe Connor sparks them. Maybe that's what this team is missing right now, is that top goal scorer that they had last year and hasn't been able to play since weekend 1 of the season. So you don't want to say that's an excuse for that the season's gone so far. But once again, it's a clean start this weekend. And if Connor comes back, clean start all over with your top line, with your top guns ready to go. Maybe you can find the back of the net a couple times each game and break up this string of poor offensive performances, you can say, as they have only been able to they've only averaged right at this point 1.8 goals per game.
So that will just about do it for us here at QBSN, and just want to give out our normal thank yous and well wishes to everyone who helped out with the broadcast. Athletic Director Jack McDonald for everything he does to support the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network. Sports Information Director Ken Sweeten and his entire staff. Our co-directors, Matthias Gauss and Mark Schwartz. And for everyone here on the broadcast, the last update, Mitt Romney 153, Barack Obama 123, Connecticut Senate race, Chris Murphy defeats Linda McMahon. And here at the High Point Solutions Arena, it's American International College 2, Quinnipiac University 1. We will be back Friday morning at 11 o'clock for the first ever Quinnipiac-hosted men's soccer NEC tournament. The Bobcats taking on the Red Flash of St. Francis, Pennsylvania. Be sure to join us. For Neil Rabin, I'm Nick Stravinsky. Have a wonderful election night.